welcome to an all-new episode of GVN Sports. I am very excited for this episode, man. So much sports to break down, so much sports to talk. The Knicks are back, and that's really all this show cares about. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a great feeling. Everybody from DIdge to Prime is just a Knicks fest up in here. So it's a really good day for us.
All right, I'm turning my camera back off. I didn't need my camera on to be lied on.
DIdge, would I be Juwaan if I didn't lie on your name? Come on, you've known me long enough to know that I lie on your name, DIdge. It's what happens here, you know? But anyway, welcome everybody. Like I said, I'm super excited to get into these sports topics with the guys. Let's jump right into it, starting off with DIdge. What's going on, DIdge?
Not much, doing all this Halloween prep stuff, so I didn't even know we were starting. My fault.
No. You're good. I was late. That's why I messaged you, because I'm like, I was super late.
Oh, I heard the music starting. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, we're starting.
Yeah, I put it in the private chat. That's why I created the show yesterday, because I felt like the Knicks were going to be on. My mind was going to be all over.
Oh, are they playing right now?
Yeah.
Are they losing?
No, it's like
by 30 we're losing if you drew them reverse.
Yeah. If you're playing opposite stay.
All right. Look at you guys.
And I'm thoroughly enjoying watching them. They look beautiful. They look real beautiful. I don't think Milwaukee won, but anyway.
We did it. You're right, but I mean, our best players didn't really play, so
it's okay. We they give out preseason awards now, so we're going for that championship.
I get it. You guys need some type of award. I understand. Everybody needs an award. I get it.
Prime, what's going on, man? How you doing, Prime?
Man, wonderful. It's nice and cool outside. The Knicks are on, and the beer is cold, so I'm good.
It's crazy, Prime.
Salud.
I got one of those in the fridge too, dude. Same one you got.
I've known you for a long time, Prime, and I have to say this is the first year in knowing you that I'm hating on you a little bit. The Knicks are back tonight, right? The world is feeling good, right? That's not what I'm hating on.
I already know.
Your Dallas refuses to lose, and your goddamn Braves refuse to lose.
Of course,
I don't like how high you're living right now. I don't like it.
Well, we lost last night, but this is, as you know, I guess you know that all we need is a one win, or a Mets loss.
Yeah.
And now pretty good for a team that was down 10.5 games back in June, July. So so we'll see.
I will say the Braves pulled out. You guys ever see that mascot race where the one dude thought
he trips
way ahead of it, and then he trips, and then the other guy that's what happened to the Mets. We were just like, we are running shit around here, and then we just trip one day, and it's like, where the fuck did the Braves come from? It's like, well, it's the Braves world now. You're just living in it. It's like, oh, goddamn. But Prime, this will make you happy. You're not the only fellow Knick fan that I'm hating on today. I'm also hating on Joel. Joel managed to win a football game with a running back at quarterback, right? And on top of that, Aaron Judge is trying to make the record so out of reach that it will become 30-47 the year before anyone ever comes close to breaking his Yankee record. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, Joel, the one good thing about Aaron Judge setting all these records with the Yankees is that he'll leave a lasting impression when he leaves to go sign with the Mets. But what's going on, Joel? How you feeling tonight, man? How you doing? Everything good, Joel?
Well, you probably shouldn't have been cheering for that 62 if you wanted him to go to the Mets.
No, I am happy for the Yankees to know that they'll look up at the fictional banner of the record for Aaron Judge as he plays over there.
Don't make a banner, trust me.
They'll play as he plays over there in the orange and blue.
Fictional much longer.
I'm just saying, we happen to have the richest owner in baseball. You goddamn right, we are giving Aaron Judge every fucking possible penny he could ask for.
You said that like the Steinbrenners aren't rich.
No. But time out. We are richer. Think about that. They are rich. We are richer. Okay?
Y'all gonna take him. Y'all gonna take him, and then we'll just probably take DeGrom, and we'll just keep it moving.
Hey, you can have DeGrom. You can have DeGrom getting injured every few days. You can have DeGrom. I want Aaron Judge. I want Mets records with Aaron Judge in the uniform.
You got one this year, I think, right? No?
Say it again.
And you guys do something this year?
Didn't we do something?
Yeah.
Like record wise?
Yeah.
We created the greatest intro song to a closing picture.
There you go.
The
I knew it was something irrelevant. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's struck fear in everybody's hearts. You know, when we took that Subway series. But anyway, let's jump right into it. Let's start off with basketball. We got so much to talk about. I want to start off with basketball this week. DIdge, I want to start off with you in this first topic because I think out of the four of us, you are probably the best person to handle this said topic. So the first topic is the Knicks are back, and this is all this show cares about. So DIdge, talk to me and tell me why you became a Knicks fan and how hyped you are for how successful they'll be.
In such a short time.
Right. It was essentially just overnight. It was Knicks.
Was it the color?
Well, okay. Yeah, I don't know. So what drew you to the Knicks?
I didn't know you guys
how
were
excited
playing
are
today,
you?
first of all.
It's okay, DIdge. It's preseason. We don't hold that against you. But how excited are you? I'm just joking, DIdge. I'm joking. This is not a topic.
I am curious, though. I'm looking at the score right now, though.
No, we're blowing them out.
I see.
It's not even close. It's not even close. Homeboy from the Pistons. Unless this is just, you know, essential preseason jitters. If the Pistons play like this year, Dwayne Casey will be looking for a new job. That's for sure. There's too much talent on that team for that team to not be any good.
So, they should be playing better than that. But it's preseason, so we'll give them
No, that's why I said this is just preseason jitters. But even Clyde said on the broadcast, like, they're looking for a play-in this year. So I'm like, if you can't even get that.
How many of both teams' starters played?
All of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah. Yep,
and the crazier part is, DIdge, our bench started very shaky.
Yeah.
Where the Pistons came back, and then we just
I know
blew
the
it out.
Memphis-Milwaukee game over the weekend.
Basically
nobody played.
Well, remember,
was
here's
the only
the difference,
game really that played the least amount of starters.
Right, but here's a big difference, though, DIdge. As we get into that, because I want you to talk a little bit about your Bucks, and then we'll talk about the Knicks, then get into everything else. Remember, what's his name is coming off of an injury, so you want.
Well, I knew Ja wasn't going to play,
right?
But
and
even
Giannis is on workload. He's on
but
workload.
even so, like the rest of their players, not really a lot of people played. Like
but
they got in for a couple minutes or so, but it wasn't.
It was only the first game.
Yeah. But also, timeout. Also, here's also the most important thing, DIdge. Milwaukee and Memphis are one of the very few teams in the league that have not had a massive shift in their roster. So you don't really need because the preseason's really to kind of get everybody readjusted.
True.
You know, whatnot. Milwaukee has essentially been playing with each other for years now. In Memphis, you kind of figured the gelling wasn't their issue. Health was their issue.
That's also true.
So I can see why they said that.
That was the only preseason game I watched. So when I saw nobody played in that one, I was like, oh, that's all preseason games are going to be.
Oh, no.
I didn't even think about.
If I'm being honest with you, it was a lot of pretty good preseason games so far this week. And I don't mean good like, nail biters. I mean good in the idea of seeing some of these players, like seeing Ben Simmons work with Durant and Kyrie. Was
the
really
Nets
cool
starters played.
Right. They starters played. Seeing LeBron, Russ, and AD play together, that was really good.
Like, cool setup.
So it was just really good to see some of these teams that have new pieces kind of come together and what it'll look like. Ben still ain't shoot a shot.
He shot. He missed it.
I saw him shoot one
to help Ben
Curry in the
Simmons.
face.
To help Ben Simmons, we're going to go with the narrative. Ben Simmons has not taken a shot yet. He's just been doing layups and dunks.
Right.
But DIdge, I heard a lot of good things from the guys that did play in that Bucks game, especially Grayson Allen, who I'm quickly falling in love with. I really fucking love Grayson Allen. In that game, what did you see from some of those pieces that are trying to solidify a roster spot, and some of those guys that, you know, won't have a roster spot, but when their time comes, it's good to know that, you know, they got it.
I'm excited because Grayson Allen looks pretty good. Mamu looks pretty good. Jordan Nwora looks really good. And I'm hoping that core of, if they all look really good, that'll take minutes away from George Hill. That's our mission right now, guys. Yeah. We're trying to get minutes away from George Hill. So I need, even though none of them are point guards. And I think Carter played probably around the same. but I'm hoping if we log up enough minutes that there just aren't enough around for George Hill to get put in somewhere. So that's where we're going with. Then, like I said, it was a close game. Neither team, like I said, really played their starters or anybody of note too much. It was one of those things where it's like, well, you just kind of got to start getting conditioning, knowing what game flow is again and everything. So I didn't take too much stock into everything, but like I said, they looked good enough where it's like, bud, you don't need to give Hill as many minutes. We can figure out something with point guard. Grayson's short enough. He's like 6'5", 6'4". He can run point, and we'll figure out something.
Yeah. You really do not like George Hill.
I don't. I wanted us to cut him so badly.
George Hill, I'm telling you, is going to have one of those breakout games for you that you got to sit there and go, dang, I got to begrudgingly like the game he just put on.
I like the game. And I'm like, dang, he's not going to do that again. Cut him.
Because I tell you,
trade values up. Get him out of here.
Last year, that Phoenix game that Julius Randle got ejected from for fighting Cameron Payne. Not Cameron Payne, I'm sorry. Cam Johnson. I was begrudgingly watching that game, rooting for him because he was just balling out. And I'm like, yes, this is the Julius Randle we were looking for. And as soon as he got into that fight, I said, this is why. This is why. This is why. And then the guy that got him thrown out hit the game-winning shot. I said, if that's not the most Knicks luck a Knick fan could ever have, it'd be that. But again, I do hope that George Hill goes to LeBron and wins a championship on you, DIdge. Look how I spun that. Look how I spun that. I'd be
so hurt. Because not only would it be the Lakers one again, it would be George Hill as another ring. I'd be so hurt.
Lakers got like 4 point guards. I mean, you would have to like take one back. Which one do you want? They have 4. Pick one.
Take Russ back. Take Russ back. Russ
hell
was
no.
Yeah.
Hell
yeah. You got so much shooting. You can space with Giannis.
I'm good.
But take Russ.
No. Ship him back to OKC.
I tell you what, you ship him back to OKC, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will request a trade immediately. Immediately.
That has nothing to do with me.
Shai goes, there's only room for one person who can't shoot efficiently on this team. That's me, guy. But no. So, I mean, I don't think DIdge, a lot of your starters are going to end up playing. Serge Ibaka was out there, looked pretty good, knocked down.
Finally got some Ibaka minutes out there.
I know. Nice. I forgot he was on our team for a little bit.
I'm going to be honest with you. I forgot he was in the league. Serge Ibaka is just one of those players that you look at and you're just like, you didn't retire. I could have sworn you retired.
I was like watching Kenny Lofton Jr. from Memphis. Like that kid is like an anomaly. 6'6", huge, like wide. He's just wide, like a tank. Like a smaller Zebo.
I was honestly shocked that he played basketball.
Right, but like because he doesn't look like a basketball player. But that's why I like watching him because it's so weird. But I'm intrigued.
Yeah, that was the name that when I was watching Game Time after the game that was one of the names they were raving about. Because I don't know anybody playing on that court. And it's just I'm looking and I'm just like.
Yeah, I liked watching him in the summer league, and him and Holmgren had a couple good matchups against each other. But it was this whole thing because like he's an anomaly, kind of this big bone.
Yeah, you look at him. I'm like, you played on their football team. You played for Louisiana Tech football team. How did you get to their basketball team?
You look like
yeah,
I will say it was real sad to see Chet tweeting out, I miss basketball. And it's just like, well, next year, don't try to guard LeBron.
I didn't even see that. That's depressing.
Put that in your things to do. Yeah, put that in your things to do.
Don't guard LeBron.
Yeah, don't guard LeBron. But look, if you're OKC, you kind of look at this season specifically as house money, right? Because if you do good, you're like, well, picture what we could have done with Chet, right? If you do bad, you can go, well, we didn't have our number one pick here, right? So there's just so many ways to look at it if you're OKC. And you have so many... You know what? The NBA needs to investigate that. How many draft picks do these motherfuckers have? Like, I feel like they have a bulk of the NBA's draft picks. Like
that's why they gave us 3. They were just trying to offload shit.
They're just like legally, we can't have this many. We can't have this many. Take some.
I feel like... Well, them and now Utah has a ton.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, but we don't say that name on this show.
Utah probably get more by the end of the
Joel,
year.
we don't say that.
What, Utah?
Yeah,
I didn't say that. I just said they got a lot. They'll get more by the end of the season.
Yeah, we could say Salt Lake City. That's what we could say. Salt Lake City got some draft picks out there, man. They really do. It's crazy. And you know what's funny? So, as I transition this to Prime and Joel, watching the Pistons and the Knicks, when they announced the starting lineup for the Pistons, I'm like, yeah, okay. All right, I like these guys. And I'm like, Bogdanovich? What the fuck did you get here? Like, when did you show up here? That was the quietest trade I've probably heard in all NBA history.
I promise. I saw that trade, forgot about it, saw it again, and forgot again, so I was still surprised.
No, Joel, the first thing I did when they announced the lineups was go to our group chat. You sent it there, but it was so under the radar for a player that's above the radar for me to go, I didn't remember this.
I saw it twice, and then when I looked at the box score, it, obviously his name's too long, so it doesn't show the whole thing. It just shows like Bogdano, and I'm like, that's not Bogdanovich.
I'm like, no way.
That's not.
No way. But I do want to ask you, DIdge. I do want to ask you, because me, Prime, and Joel will go Knicks, galore. So we got it covered there. I want to ask you, this Pistons team, right? What do you think the ceiling is for this very young Pistons team?
Until I saw this score, I thought playoff team.
Oh, okay. Like legit, not even playing, like legit.
No,
playing.
Oh,
okay.
Playing.
Let's say play, but playing maybe.
I mean, I have to go find some clips to see how lifeless or not lifeless they look on court.
Mm-hmm.
But to be getting blown out like this is kind of surprising. Not even like saying like, oh, because it's the Knicks or anything. Just to be getting blown out like this is like, I mean, you guys made so many moves where people were like, they're kind of a sleeper.
I will say this. Nobody will say this in the media. And again, I am very biased when I say this. So, obviously keep that in the forefront of your head.
Yeah, I mean,
the Knicks are one of the deepest teams in the NBA this year.
Yeah.
So the idea that our bench can come out and do what they did tonight, and then our starting lineup come out and reinforce what the bench did, is more of a testament to how deep the Knicks are than it is to how bad the Pistons are. The Knicks are just deep.
I think they outplayed them today, period. But, yeah, it is a depth thing. Because, like, right now, Detroit, they didn't play a lot of their vets. Like, the vets they have on their roster didn't play. Like, Burks didn't play. Noel didn't play.
Right.
Those guys I'd expect to possibly play. I mean, they traded away Olynyk in that trade for Bogdanovich.
True.
Yep.
So, like...
But that's why I always tell you guys in sports, I think two things can be true.
Looking at it, like... Cade's out there 3 for 12 right now?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but to be fair, and again, you'll watch the highlights. Well, if you watch,
I'm gonna definitely watch the highlights.
If you watch the highlights,
I
will say our kid, McBride, was putting the clamps on that kid, man. He was putting the clamps on him.
He got like 8 steals.
he came in and was just like steal. Mitchell Robinson started the game with a steal, so it was just we played a very good defensive game today.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of the whole game so far is that we played defense.
It's just been defense on defense.
And I'm going to be honest with you, what led to the lead extending the way that it did was that we're getting very easy points in transition. Like, I can't tell you how many dunks Obi Toppin just was walking to the rim to do.
Exactly. And Brunson looks really good.
Okay.
He looks really good.
I will say, DIdge, as I transition off of you and pass it to you, Prime, I will say one thing I do want Brunson to do a little bit more. And again, this isn't a knock. This is just because I think it'll help this team flow a lot better. I need that assist amount to be significantly high. I need his assists per game to be significantly higher. But outside of that...
What is he at, 5 right now?
I think he's at 5, yeah. He's at 5. But to have a starting 5...
that's what it shows right here.
To have a starting 5 that we have, he could definitely... But again, the only reason he's not averaging more assists in today's game, DIdge, is because he's super aggressive shooting or attacking the rim, which I don't have a problem with.
Well, it also helps that Randall has another 4.
Right. Well, Randall's an assist guy when he decides to pass. Like, when he decides to pass, he's a great assist guy.
No turnovers, too? Look at that.
Well, again, because he's been putting the ball in Brunson's hands. So don't know if it's on your schedule.
Okay,
I would love to hear what you guys feel about the disrespectful, flippant answer LeBron gave when asked about Jabbar. I don't know what his answer was.
What was the issue?
Yeah, I don't know what his
answer said was. No, he said no relationship. No, he basically asked him, what is his thoughts on Kareem? He said no thoughts, no relation. And then they said, what is the relationship? No thoughts, no relationship. Honestly, Kareem has been also at the same time very critical of LeBron. So it's like, are you supposed to suck up to somebody who's really critical to you?
Time out. Hold on. That would be like asking Charles Barkley. I'm sorry. That would be like asking Durant. Durant, your thoughts on Charles Barkley? Go. And then expecting a good answer to come from
Let's be real.
They don't like each other.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Because we know once LeBron does it, he's going to pay Kareem the ultimate respect.
For sure.
Right.
You know, people are going to blow this up to be more than actually what it is. But, but then once he breaks it, you're going to hear LeBron countless times talk about everybody before him, especially Kareem. So,
but I also don't think anything about what DIdge just said. And again, I'm going off of what DIdge told me. I didn't even hear anything about this. Going off of what DIdge said, I don't think there was anything bad. I don't really have any thoughts, and we don't have a relationship. If they don't, I mean, he's not lying. You know what I'm saying? If they don't have a relationship.
And like I said, he literally the words were no thoughts, no relationships, and he sort of wanted to move it on to the next question, and it was like. Well, Kareem's very critical of a lot of people. A lot of people say that about like, I don't have any thoughts. I don't have any relationship with them because Kareem is very known for being critical of these younger players.
He will tear into you.
So it's like, it is what it is.
That honestly was probably the nicest way to handle a question about somebody you probably don't like. You have all the respect for, but you don't like. And if you don't like them, still respect the ones who paved the way for it. I don't see how that was disrespectful, though.
Yeah, I don't have any thoughts. Fuck Kareem. He wasn't out there. Fuck
I don't have any thoughts to
add. He didn't go to. And the Showtime Lakers were ass. Like he didn't do any of that.
He's just like I don't have it. Because here's the thing. I think what LeBron was trying to do was to squash any kind of headline to come out of that question. He didn't want to give you anything that somebody could twist and turn. He was just no thoughts, and I don't have a relationship with the guy. So I didn't hear anything about that. This was my first time hearing about that. But yeah, no. To me,
I think it happened either last night or earlier today. I saw it on Twitter like an hour ago. I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, no. To me, that's no. Watch how it went. Well, what are you saying? Like, did he roll his eyes or something? I didn't see it, so I'm confused on what about that you thought was disrespectful.
I caught a glimpse of it. It wasn't. In my opinion, it wasn't that bad. It was pretty much the way you envisioned it, Juwaan.
Yeah, to me, I don't really see the. Again, if he had said something disrespectful, I'd be with you because it's like again, you're playing in a house you could argue he helped build, right? So just be more respectful. But to just say I don't have a. Well, no, because some people, Joel, usually attribute it to Magic more so than Kareem. That's why I was saying. I
mean, all right. Well,
that's true.
That's the only reason. But I didn't mean it disrespectfully, like he didn't do anything. I just meant it like
people usually. You're on that side. I see it.
With LeBron, with LeBron, yeah.
The key here is exactly what you said too. People have to remember, and some, of course, I get it, may not be old enough to remember, but exactly what you're saying as far as the great Kareem, there is no secret around the league on the way he speaks on players,
right?
Like publicly, he has.
I mean, I heard the way he spoke on LeBron when LeBron did that celebration. I think in Sacramento or whatever. No, the Pacers, where he did the big balls dance. Like, I got big. And Kareem spoke very poorly on that.
He's also very. When it comes to shit like that, he's very conservative.
No, for sure. I get why Kareem thought that way.
Yeah.
It's just, bro, in today's game. That's just what today's game is. That's just what today's game is.
Kareem was never a brag. He's not a taunter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's very.
I mean, it's really hard to taunt when you look around the NBA and you are by far the tallest motherfucker on the court. What are you bragging about? It's obvious. I walk in there and I'm like, well, I mean, you should be great. You're the same height as the rim. What are you bragging
all
about?
Guys before that stuff. That was the case. Sean Bradley should have dominated.
That's fair. No, I just fair. To me, I don't see any disrespect there. But Prime, kicking it back over to you. What did you like from the Knicks in today's game?
Well, it looks really good. Of course, it's just preseason, but those colors look so good on my screen right now. But anyway, I just love those colors. But something about that blue and orange. But anyway, yeah, they look really good. And I mentioned we were talking about it a show or two ago. I was anxious to see Hardenstein.
Yes,
and I'm loving his energy, man.
Me too. Knockdown 3-shooter too, man.
Yeah, he hit with a couple threes in a row. Like, I was like, the big man shoot. What they say he only shot attempted how many last year for the season? 30 or something? I don't know. He didn't shoot that many threes, attempt that many threes.
He can shoot them, but he's not known for that. And he hit 2 today, so I was like, wow. Right.
Yeah, but the energy looks great. It's going to be kind of tough as they go down the line and see how because we know that Tibbs is going to actually end up shortening this roster. But I mean, all the way down. I mean, McBride Deuce on the lockdown, good. Man. Deuce is looking really good, and it's a shame, man. We all know Barnes some crazy injuries. We're not gonna see him with that much with all that depth back there. Yeah. But it looked really good, man. And I was interested to see. Of course, I found out before the show, in the beginning of the game, the situation with Kemba over there in Detroit. So they're saying that Kemba is actually sitting out because they've mutually agreed to look for a better situation for him already.
Right. Already? Jesus.
Yeah, and you look at that team, I believe those guys got 16 guaranteed contracts already.
Yeah.
So that means that they're going to have to make a move before the season starts or let somebody go. I mean, they'll probably be the 14th, 15th, 16th guy.
Yeah, I don't see Kemba Walker or Alec Burks being on this team longer than maybe trade deadline.
It's going to be tough because that backcourt they got, man, is regardless of what happens to them, that is sure to be one of the more exciting backcourts.
Yeah.
In the league. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch. I think both of those kids are the real deal. But overall from New York, I love just about everything that I saw tonight. And hopefully they can just keep it up, man. Hopefully they can just keep it up. I will say, though, I'm loving the confidence of just, all the guards out there. I mean, they're just jacking it up, going to the bucket, especially quickly. So, pretty happy with that.
Quickly going to shoot. Quickly going to shoot. There are some things in this world that are guaranteed.
You put me on the court.
He said for damn sure. And he said, hey, if you're going to take me off the court, I'm going to make sure I at least put up 30, 40, 50, 60 shots tonight.
He rose good, too.
He did. You know what? I'm going to say this, Prime. Before I pass it to you, Joel.
Woo!
Watching what's his name? The fucking kid that we got from the Hawks.
Reddish?
Cam Reddish.
Watching Cam Reddish, watching Deuce, it really makes me cry, right? Because Cam was able to play the minutes he played because obviously what's his name? Hurt. Grimes was hurt, right? And Cam Reddish came out aggressive, hit that deep three, his first possession. RJ fed him. He looked aggressive, right? Then obviously the ref, Tom Thibodeau paid the ref to take Cam Reddish out, so he's out with an ankle injury.
I don't think that was the case.
I think that we have solid proof that was the case.
All right.
Tim said, I can't play the motherfucker if he hurt. Can't nobody yell at me. He hurt.
How unlucky this person could be. They get hurt again.
It's ridiculous. But one thing, a few things, Prime, as I pass it to Joel. One thing I did not like, because this was an extremely positive game, right? So if I had to take a few negatives, one thing I didn't like, I do not like how comfortable Obi Toppin is shooting. I need him to be more aggressive attacking the basket. It's just the man just no. We already get enough of that from Randall, just taking threes.
He looked lazy on that 3-point shot.
It was just like and it was they were all contested. Shits won't open. I'm like, who did you think you became in the offseason? Like, attack the basket, move, push, move. Get towards the basket. And also, I'm trying to figure out with Derrick Rose quickly, Fournier, and Grimes, how that all moves around. Like, I'm trying to see in my head what are the lineups that work, switching those pieces around. Right? Because you look at it and you're like, well, if Fournier is going to start throughout the year, that first person to come off the bench, I want to be Grimes. I do not want to be Derrick
Are you guys
Rose.
moving Rose to shooting guard, just specific only?
No. Because I think when Rose and Quickly are out there, Rose is the point guard. Quickly is
Quickly's off guard, yeah.
But Quickly just has the ball in his hand.
Okay, no, I was just curious because everybody you named other than Rose was a shooting guard. That's all I was like.
No, right, but that's what I'm saying because it's so many. It's not so many, but we do have a lot of really extremely good guards, right?
Okay.
So when you move them around, I just want to know because I just need Grimes to be that first off the bench, and him not playing today, I really wanted to see who Tibbs brought first off.
I don't think that'll be a problem considering how. I mean, even already today, Fournier's defense was bad. I was like,
which is funny because Clyde goes, one of the things Fournier wanted to work on was his defense. I know, well, he skipped it. So
yeah, I'm I can't tell.
Yeah, he didn't attend. And I will say some of the Knicks' problems a few times in this game is the problems they had a lot last year. Just miscommunication on switch-offs defensively. There were a few times Detroit had a wide open lane to the rim because two guys switched off to one player. It's like you now have to know both of you don't go. But again, I'm picking at things here because I think they had an ultimately flawless game. So it's just a few
winning by
things
25
it's just a few things.
They were the more aggressive team for sure.
Especially McBride. McBride is just the man is Prime. You'll love this about McBride. What position did he play when he played football, Prime? He played cornerback. That's where he got his nickname Deuce from. And he playing like it out there. That motherfucker is Jalen Ramsey in them lanes. Yeah, that motherfucker's Jalen Ramsey. Well, let me not say that. Jalen Ramsey has been playing good. He's a good cornerback out there is what I'm saying.
5 steals today.
5 steals, which is crazy because when you look at Deuce McBride, who I thought could be a poor man's Marcus Smart, right? When you look at him, he screams Tom Thibodeau, but don't get minutes. And it's like, but that's the player you think you would want to play that's defensive minded that can knock down the three. It's so weird, bro. I swear, Tibbs has changed. He's now like, I want shooting. What about defense? It's like, well. All right, Tibbs, that's what you like. Sure.
He does penetrate it, like someone can get to the paint. Right. That's probably his biggest flaw. McBride doesn't have the best.
He doesn't, but I tell you this: if motherfucker can lock up Steph Curry in the game, I don't give a shit if you can, you can take it to the basket. I could care less about that. But Joel, what were your thoughts coming out of this game that we can just say is officially over? What are your thoughts coming out of the Knicks' first preseason game? Even if they lose the game, their backups are in. Like they let the water boy shoot a couple times.
Oh yeah, well, I mean it's over in that regard.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But what were your takeaways from today's game?
Hustled. They hustled. They defended well. Respect. I think that was the biggest thing. It's just they played hard. Their hands were they put their hand on the ball. It was just together in that regard. The defense looked good. Starting there, because that's where our biggest weakness last year to start the season. Mm-hmm. Defense was not good,
Right.
That was really bad compared to the season before where we played really well. Mm-hmm. So that's a big thing for me because the offense I think will come in time. Right now it's the beginning of the year, it's so sloppy. But I mean even today they had some good plays, but for the most part it's they're still figuring out each other. Some new players on the court and. RJ didn't. I don't think RJ touched the ball the first couple minutes. It's now he has 21. So
no, but that's what. If I'm being completely honest with you, that's what was starting to bother me a little bit, Joel. Is that Brunson and Randall were starting to become a little too dominant. That RJ was kind of he had to kind of get in where he fits in. And I'm like, for a guy we're talking about excelling into an all-star, you just have to be more aggressive in getting the ball. And making sure that the ball at least touches your hand, one time out of that possession, because it kind of looks like if Brunson sees a hole, that motherfucker's at the rim. If Randall doesn't even need to see the rim, that motherfucker's throwing up a shot. So it's like if you're RJ, you're kind of with 3 of the more, and I don't mean this in a negative way because it could have good results, but you're kind of playing with 3 of the more selfish kind of guys, and Fournier who will jack up the shot, Randall who will jack up the shot, and Brunson who's looking for the hole, right? So if you're RJ, you just got to be more aggressive in making sure that you're touching the ball. Because the way Randall and Brunson looks, they could be Juwaan and Prime, what we always were hoping Stoudemire and Felton would be, right? Like, Stoudemire couldn't stay healthy enough, right? But if he could...
They were just fine.
No, but I'm saying he couldn't stay healthy enough. So we got two guys that's not an issue with. So these two guys can be what we had hoped that would have been.
Yeah, I've been impressed. I was impressed.
I'm loving seeing them play together, but when you look at it, you're like, well, I could see Brunson and Randall making an all-star game. Where does that leave RJ? That we're looking to take that next step.
Well, RJ got 21 today, so I think he's fine.
Oh, no, because what Tibbs was doing was RJ was playing a lot with Randall not on the court.
That's fine. I mean, that's
what they were playing Reddish.
Then they'll switch off.
Well, that'll be very interesting to see how often Tibbs...
You do it works.
yeah, whatever works, you know.
Yeah,
that's what works, and that's getting us the win, and that's what you go with, you know. The best part about the seeing Randall today was him not bring up the ball. That was my favorite part. That was like awesome.
There's just too many people that could do it at this point. Like, if Randall does it, it's just to be spiteful to face.
He just needs to be more. He needs to cut more, like fucking like Obi.
Yes, that would be nice. But again, it's hard for him to do that when he's trying his best to score. Each time he's
cut and score.
Well, no. I'm saying he was doing a little bit of mellowisms in the first quarter. That I was like, no, don't do that. Move the ball where he gets it and just ISOs. Mm-hmm. Don't do that.
That's a bad habit.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Move the ball.
He did it. I think it was on Bogdanovich. I'm like, what are you doing? Just take it to the rim.
Like,
why are you trying to shoot over him? Take him.
Hopefully Brunson can help get him out of that, so that we can see the ball move around. Because again, especially with Mitchell Robinson being a threat for a lob at any point in time, you got Randall that can shoot, RJ that can shoot, Fournier that can shoot, Brunson that can shoot. The ball should be moving. It should be constantly moving. Screens to get Fournier open. One thing I want Tibbs to work on this year, before we move on to our next topic, one thing I want Tibbs to work on this year is Fournier should not be taking as many contested threes as he took last year. You have two very big bodies you could use to screen that man open, right? Because Julius Randle should keep a defense honest, right? Because when you screen him, he could cut to the basket, kick out, right? So you got to kind of keep a guy on him. So it should give Fournier some breathing room to take some more open shots. And they just don't move the ball around long enough to see if they could do things like that. And that's just one thing, because I don't want them rushing the shot clock. And that's what they did a lot last year. So hopefully they're able to slow it down, but keep a nice tempo and create offense rather than just, I think I got a shot, I'm going to shoot it. No, man. Like, ain't none of y'all like that out there. Relax. Let's get some good, high, percentage shots out here. So that's pretty much just my only critiques from it. Is just, play smarter basketball. And a lot of today's opening quarter was a lot of me. And, they once the bench came in, they were like us. And then the starters came back in and they're like, oh, that's contagious. Let's start that way. Let's start to where it's about us, not me. Okay? But Joel, do you have anything else to add about the Knicks?
No, they look good. I'm very happy with the first game. It's only the first game. So hopefully Grimes is back the next game. And Sims, hopefully whatever injury Cam got is not that serious. And
sure.
Yeah, I think he tweaked it, and they were just like, it's preseason. We're up by 90. Just sit down. There's no need.
Hopefully. I mean, it just sucks. I want to see you play, bro.
Bro, that three he took when he first came in the game was with so much fucking confidence. Like, he shot that like, I will not ride the bench this year, Tibbs. Look at this shit.
And he was defending. I really liked that a lot.
We know he can be a great defender. We argued, Joel, when me and you were talking, he might be. Obviously, you don't count McBride, but he might be the best defender on the team if he could play. It's arguable. It's arguable between him and RJ being the best defender we have on our roster. So it's just putting him out there so we could see it more. Just do a lot more of that.
Yeah. It's just not a good look to get hurt already.
No, not at all. Especially when
That's because Tim's the coach.
Yo, Tibbs might be the only NBA coach that coaches the regular season like the playoffs. You know when you get to the playoffs and you're like, we're shrinking our rotation. Tibbs is like, playoffs? Bitch, I started that in October. Like, my rotation was
shrink
short
your
from
rotation.
October.
I can't shrink it anymore. I can't have the starters play all of it.
No, Tibbs is like, oh, you challenging me? Because I'll make sure Randall plays the whole game. It's fucking with me. I'll shrink it more. But no, all jokes aside, I'm really excited to see what the Knicks do this year. And I'm really excited to see the Knicks dethrone the Bucks. There you go, DIdge. Let's move on to our next topic. DIdge, I want to start with you.
I care more more than the Knicks.
I'm sorry. All I read was I care more about the Knicks. That's all I read.
It says about more than the Knicks.
I only read.
I'm just happy that you care about the Knicks.
I don't see a than there. I don't think Prime or Joel does either. It says DIdge cares more about the Knicks. I agree. I believe he does too. It's contagious. But all jokes aside, DIdge, moving on to our next topic. Did you watch the show that we were talking about yesterday where they were arguing about
it was a lot of yelling, man.
It was a lot of yelling.
It was a lot of yelling. I tried to watch it.
So Prime, to catch you up, because you might have heard about it or saw it, but just to catch you and the audience up, it was a sports podcast that was arguing about the legacy of Durant. A few people on the panel thought that Durant is not a legend, that he's great. You know what I'm saying? One of the guys was arguing, look at his fourth quarter stats, look at his overtime stats. They were bringing up that Milwaukee game, the toe game, where it was the toe on the line, it went to overtime, and Durant essentially was just like, bitch, I got nothing left in the tank, and scored nothing in overtime. They were holding a lot of things against them, the 3-1 lead against Golden State that completely crumbled. And then they were bringing up, like, well, you got to give him credit for how dominant he looked against LeBron when he was in Golden State, and they were arguing, well, you fucking had Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson. Like, it's pretty easy to be that dominant when no one's doubling you, because you're trying to double the guys that can just run in a circle and shoot the ball from anywhere on the court. So what we essentially were talking about, Prime, because I was going to start with DIdge, but we both agree it was just too much yelling. So I want to start. So much yelling. I want to start with you, Prime. I have no problem if someone wants to call Kevin Durant a legend, right? If you want to call him a legend, you do you. I was just saying there should be a tier higher than that. Because to me, when you say legend, I can't say Durant's a legend in the same breath as Michael Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron. I believe they are a level above whatever you would put Durant, Curry, Olajuwon, Shaq. I believe those guys are the level right above that. So I'm fine if you want to call him a legend with Olajuwon, Shaq, Iverson, Curry, no problem. I just believe there should be a level above that. But Prime, how do you look at this? Do you believe Durant is a legend? And if you do you believe that there should be maybe like a bracket above legend that's kind of reserved for like potential GOATs? Like GOATs and then legends? Or do you think it kind of all just falls under the same tree?
I mean, I get it if that's what we want to do. If you want to have another tier above legend and call it GOATs, I definitely get it. But as I always say, it comes down to really what is your criteria? And because there's people out here, it's going to be hard for somebody like Durant who's played for multiple teams for you to say, well, he's a legend at least for this team. That's just like going to I don't know, just a random player like in the NFL. It's a little bit easier. Because most of those players don't play for multiple teams, and then when they do play for multiple teams, sometimes it's towards like the very end of their career.
Right.
Well, that's just like when you go to Pittsburgh Steelers. Mm-hmm. You ask any Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and Franco Harris is a legend. Mm-hmm. All right, they're getting ready to retire as number 32. You know what I'm saying, in Pittsburgh. And but you may find people outside of Pittsburgh that recognize that he had great significance in NFL history, with them winning Super Bowls and getting there, but they might not say he's on their legend board. So it just really depends on what your criteria. But for me, I'm going to say he is. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we don't know what the rest of his career is going to bring, right? And if he wins another title. Mm-hmm. But just we always talk about numbers and accomplishments, and we can argue all we want to about the Golden State championships and all that. Right. But he's got 2 finals MVPs, right? Mm-hmm. He's got multiple scoring titles. He's got he's been an all-star, 11 or 12 years, something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Regardless, I mean, anybody can get in the all-star game, but that's a heck of an accomplishment if you've been there 11 or 12 years. Yeah. Sometimes we see people get in once or twice. You might see an all-star play 12 to 15 years in the league, and they got 5 or 6 all-star appearances by their name. This guy's got double digits, so he's a walking bucket, man. I mean, to me, in my criteria, I have no problem saying the guy's a legend. He don't have to prove anything else to me.
Yeah, for me, what you were saying about playing for different teams, I think I would have no problem with that aspect if he pulled a LeBron. Like, LeBron's played for 3 different teams in his career. But what can LeBron say that Durant can't? I won a championship with all 3 teams that I played for. Right,
but I don't think anybody.
If you at least did that, I'd have no problem with it.
Even LeBron, I don't think many LeBron haters would even argue that LeBron is a legend, right?
Oh no, not at all. No, not at all. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't really think it's fair to, as far as Durant's concerned, though, to us to have to instantly compare him to what LeBron did either. So I don't. I mean, at the end of the day, wherever he played at, he's got numbers, man. He's got numbers on his side, and I think
Yeah, for
sure. I like that you said that, Prime, because that's important. And I'm going to pass this to you, DIdge, but I like that you said that to not compare Durant to LeBron. What I like about that is that goes more into why I believe there should be a tier above legend, because what was the first thing they did from Jordan to LeBron? All they did every single day was compare LeBron to Jordan and how you have to get this many rings and this many achievements to live up to the legend of Jordan, right? They were making it like so unattainable, right? Like Jordan did things that very few people did. Right. So that's why I'm saying if that's how we're viewing it, then there is a discrepancy between Durant and LeBron, and it should show. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. It should show. Because when we talk about the GOATs, no one ever opens it to anyone besides just Jordan and LeBron, really. Yeah. Like, that's usually what the conversation is, Jordan, LeBron. So that should be the tier above. And then everybody else say you want to make a legend, no problem. No arguments for me, But like you said, I don't think Durant's resume can be argued. You know what I'm saying? But legend to me, like I know some people were saying, well, can he be a legend if he's not in the top 10 all the time? And I'm like, well, yeah. Of course he can.
Yeah,
why can't he be?
Foolish.
Why can't he be?
That's foolish. Yeah.
Because I'm like, you don't think the top 15 players are legends? Like
you don't think the top 25?
I mean, we just did a top 75 players of all time. Like those are legends. Like those are legends of the game. So that's a
foolish statement.
100%. But DIdge, how do you look at this, man?
Well, actually, first, Prime, you were saying you don't think that he's a legend to any of the teams. Did I mishear you? To any of the teams that he played on? Durant.
No. I just say it's judged differently. I don't say that. I think a lot of people, we can't really say. I mean, I know what he did in OKC, right?
That's the only team I was gonna bring.
Yeah. I know what he did in OKC and all that. So no, I'm not saying that. I was just saying how it's a lot of times a little different in football. Because a lot of times when we see, I mean, it's changed a little bit now due to the fact of money and big contracts. But in football, as I was coming up, we always see people usually stay with the same team. Or a lot of the big guys stay with the same team for the majority of their career. And those teams themselves, they might be a legend to that team.
That makes a lot more sense. I was mishearing you.
Let me ask you really quick, DIdge. So if I told you that I believe Russell Westbrook is more synonymous with OKC than Durant, would you say that's wrong? Because I believe when Durant retires,
it's arguable.
Because I think when Durant retires, the only team he will be 100% synonymous with is Brooklyn. because Kyrie doesn't have any kind of tenure more than Durant there. Durant was easily the biggest name. You could make an argument for a long stretch of that OKC run. It was apples and oranges between the two, right? Like Durant was the bigger name, but talent-wise, it was right there between the two.
I would personally say I think it's Durant. Now, of course, Westbrook had a couple more years, but I don't think OKC would have been what OKC was those years without Durant.
Oh, without Durant. Oh, no, that's not an argument whatsoever. I agree with you there. I just mean, I think when you go through the history of OKC, Russ will be more synonymous. I still don't, because I think they're going to come as a package deal. It's always going to be, when you think about OKC during that era, it's going to be, we had Durant and Westbrook. Oh, no. Their names will both be named. Just like when they name Brooklyn, it'll say Kyrie and Durant. I just think for fans, it's more synonymous with Russ. Than it is with Durant.
Maybe because of the way he left, but then Westbrook kind of left not in the greatest terms either.
No, but remember, Westbrook was traded, and that was more so of the team wanting to get off of Westbrook. So Durant just said, fuck y'all, I'm out.
So that would be the only reason. And even then, it's like, he made y'all. Like, if the reason the OKC experiment worked when they got taken from Seattle was because they had Durant those years. Like,
for sure. Well, let me ask you this. Is somebody wrong if when they're acknowledging the history of New England, right? When they go New England, and their first response is Tom Brady. Even though we know Brady and Bill are hand in hand, Tom Brady is more synonymous than Bill is with a wide ranging of fans. I believe a wide ranging of fans just sees OKC being more synonymous with Russ. I don't think anyone would be stupid enough to say, this is Russ's team. No. It was their team, and you can make the argument maybe
I'd be honestly interested in seeing that. I honestly think if you're saying OKC, 2010 to 2015, 2010 to 2016 Durant left.
Yeah,
I think you might hear more. That was Durant. Those are the Durant years. Gotcha. I don't know. Okay. I don't know how many people are going to say those were the Westbrook years.
No. That's why I said not looking at it from an increment, more so just overall. When you go OKC, Westbrook.
And Brooklyn, that's where I just don't. You have to look at it, Eric, because right now if you say OKC, they're gonna think, I don't know, Gildress. I don't know.
They're gonna think draft picks. They're gonna think draft picks.
Who knows who they're gonna say? But like if you're talking, like I said, that's what I'm saying. That era where it's like there is no other team where, like you said, if you think of the 2017 to 2019 Warriors, you're just gonna think super team. You're not gonna think, oh, that was the Durant years. That was the years they did a lot.
Right, but when you mention the name Warriors, it's synonymous with Steph Curry. That's the point I'm making. The accomplishments and how they were able to be great, yeah, no argument. But when you talk about synonymous,
I still think it might be Durant.
In Golden State.
I mean, obviously for OKC.
Oh, I was about to say. Hell no, you won't hear nobody from Golden State say that. That's Durant.
OKC. Obviously, I knew you were using that as the allegory to what you were talking about earlier.
I got you. I got you.
But I think like Prime said, his resume in general. Like now we're getting back to Durant. Is he a legend? Yes. Like I said, listening to that podcast, there was a lot of yelling, and I didn't understand the argument because it's I feel like the resume, it's been done. Like antics off the court or whatever, you can say I don't like this guy, but it's like you know what he did. You know he was one of the greatest players of this era, and it was a long era. So
you can make an argument Kevin Durant was top 2. And you can make an argument Durant
there were some years where he might have been 1. Yeah.
Those were questionable years, but you can make that argument. Yeah, you can make that argument. Yeah, you can.
And it's I think a lot of times what people like to do is when they don't like somebody, they tend to diminish their accomplishments because all of a sudden your personal feelings mean, oh, he couldn't be that great. And it's like, let's look at it objectively. I was looking when you were saying about 11, 12, All-Star games.
I was right.
He has 12, yeah. He has 6 first teams, 4 second teams. Like, what are we talking about here? Yep. That's saying he was top 10 player in the league for 10 of those, however many years he's played.
Yep.
And some of those years that he didn't, he was hurt a couple years. One was probably rookie year, maybe second year. So it's like, the man has done a lot. And like I said, it's fun to hate on him. It's fun to say all this stuff like, oh, he's a diva, he's this and that. But at the end of the day, true. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. But at the end of the day, he's definitely a legend in the game.
I will say, Didge, the thing that I did pull out of all that yelling was that the guy that was yelling, the reason he started yelling was that he felt offended because when they said legend, again, he viewed it as there's no way I'm putting Kevin Durant on the same stage as Kobe, Jordan, or LeBron. And they were saying, we're not saying specifically that, but I think Charles Barkley's a legend. Nobody ever goes, but he's not Jordan.
Right.
Well, yeah. Duh. Who is? But he's still a legend.
And that's why I think that's what was frustrating me.
He was getting lost. He was getting lost.
But I think that was also what was frustrating me because it's like, are you saying that there's only 3 legends in the game?
Right.
You're not finna come at like we talked about Kareem earlier. You're not finna come at saying Kareem not a legend. You're not finna say, well, like what are we really doing here? Why are you getting this worked up? Because you're mad somebody else got caught. It was a lot.
But I will say, it's funny, and this is going to be so much fun for us 20 years from now, right? Because the way people talk about Michael Jordan, you would have thought Jordan played on a team by himself and fought all 30 other teams in the NBA and won 6 championships. It'll be the same legend that people speak of Brady, right? When they go, Tom Brady had to fight the world, right? Like, they're going to think Tom Brady was Jon Snow in the middle of the battlefield.
I'm going to tell my kids he threw it to himself. Randy Moss, who? What? Randy Moss was Tom Brady's receiving name.
So the reason I say that is that was his alter ego. He transformed into his alter ego, Randy Moss. But the reason why I bring that up is the way we look at Tom Brady the way that people look at Tom Brady 20 years from now, you're going to have kids that are young today, that are 20-something 20 years from now, right? That'll look at when you go, man, Aaron Rodgers is a legend. That motherfucker ain't no Tom Brady. Well, nobody was. Nobody was. But that doesn't mean Aaron Rodgers wasn't the greatest thrower of the football in the time he was playing football. I believe there are 2 pure passers. They just looked beautiful throwing the football. Aaron Rodgers, Dan Marino. Those are my 2 favorite people to see throw a football. They were just fucking architects with it.
Are you shocked at what he said, Joel, or did you just get some news?
No, I have a thing for starting lineups. Like, I love to see who starts, and then I was intrigued by the Miami starting lineup.
Oh, okay. It was right in time for him saying that Aaron Rodgers threw a beautiful football. I didn't think that was newsworthy at all.
Yeah, Joel was like, he won't throw one this fucking Sunday.
That's right. He does play you guys.
But no. So I just think the media has built Michael Jordan up to be such a fairy tale that when you mention his name next to anyone else's name, people go, oh, fuck them. They were nothing. They were scrubs. They were bums. And it's like, bro, I just mentioned Shaq. What do you mean he was
some of my earliest basketball memories are Jordan games.
Man. No. Trust me.
Man.
Trust me. I'm not saying the hype that people build is false. I'm just saying they've built it so high that you have these kids believing, no. It was Jordan's untouchable, right? You can never get to that level. And if you mention his name with someone else's name, that is blasphemy. You'll be struck by lightning. And that's just not how we should look at it, right?
No,
but that's why I said if you do want to look at it that way, then there is a tier above legend, and that's just for LeBron and Michael. That's it. And then everybody else is just a legend, right? So for me, that's where I think that kid that was screaming was getting lost. Was that he was just like, oh, he's not these guys. And it's like, well, he doesn't have to be. to be part of that. Like, people put Steph Curry in top 10 all time, right? If you put Steph Curry in top 10 all time, there should never be a question that he's a legend, right? Like, that's just not a question to be had. So for me, I kind of just view it to where it's like, he is a legend that can't be argued. That shouldn't be what the argument is. I think if you want to have a rational argument, the argument should be, if Durant is a legend, right? What does he have to do before he retires to make it into the top 10, right? To reach that pinnacle that people put everybody that's in the top.
So wait,
10.
are we saying 10 is only the legend cap? Like,
No. I'm saying people that
if that's what they're 10, saying, 10 is the only legend.
Right, they view that as the pinnacle. So if that is the pinnacle, then the argument should be, what does Durant have to do to get into that pinnacle?
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, I think that would have been a way more productive argument for them to have than to argue something as nonsensical. Like, is Durant a legend? Yeah. And it's so crazy because I think Durant's alter ego is Aaron Rodgers. I think they're the same fucking person. I think they just face off, like, when they go to sleep at night. they just become each other. And it's like, you're the same asshole as that guy that plays basketball. I wonder nobody likes you. But Joel, I know you already view this as nonsensical. And I'm sure this hurts Joel to even muster the words. But you do believe that Kevin Durant is a legend, right?
Yes, unfortunately.
Why are you saying it like you? He's reading it off like it's one of those things.
Yes, I typed it to him. He's reading it off the teleprompter. He's like, "Yes, Durant is legend."
It's just like one of those things where, like, he's not in my. I don't like him very much at the moment, but you know, it's a bias thing. You know, I'm very bitter still over the decision. And
I
I
like
just
the honesty.
I'll be honest, but I won't tell you he's not a legend because of it. You know,
Right.
That's the reason I am angry. You know what I mean? You know, that's
that he didn't bring the legacy to New York,
right.
The right New York.
Oh, he did. You know,
the proper New York,
where no one will remember him. That's my problem. You know, that's my issue. You know? Why would you do that to yourself?
Because he felt as though it was low risk, right? I'm sorry, high risk, low reward. And for him, it sounds weird, but he likes that low reward where people are just like, you existed. You were pretty great back in
no one will remember it. Absolutely.
Right.
You better win that championship because people will not remember.
The best thing for Durant would be if Skip Bayless would shut the fuck up. Because if Skip Bayless didn't talk about Durant, literally everybody else sucks him off in the media. so it's like, if you didn't get it as much from Skip, I think it would balance itself out. Where it's like, we just forgot about Durant. But he was great. You can't argue that. He was great.
Oh, yeah, he was an incredible player.
He was great.
Yeah, I don't think it's debatable. I mean, why would you even... I mean, he's already had all the accolades you can get that you can already. If he retired today, he's a legend.
Right.
You know? And he's
the only way that argument would have been feasible is if Durant didn't go to Golden State and didn't win 2 championships and 2 back-to-back finals.
Then you could have that argument. But that's why
you could have the argument.
So those are easy.
He chiseled his name right in. Yeah. He's just like, well...
Now you can't argue
that. You can't argue that. My name is on that championship. Can't argue it.
He's not wrong. He's not.
It worked. It worked. It literally worked for exactly what he was hoping it would. Mm-hmm. So it did what it needed to do. It did do that.
I don't like it, but I can't argue with the what's it called? The effectiveness.
Hey, shit can't be argued at all. Cannot be argued at all. Which is why part of me, and I think part of you, Joel, wasn't extremely angry when Melo went to the Lakers. Because it's like, if he did win a championship, part of us would hate it because it's the Lakers. But the other part of us would love it because it officially validates Carmelo Anthony's legacy. Like, right. It's just, it can never be argued, or you can't push him down because all these other people won championships. It would cement his legacy. That it would never be.
I mean, it's not even debate. You know?
Oh, I believe Carmelo Anthony is a legend. I really do. And I also believe he was an all-star when he played basketball.
Of course he was
in his prime. Because I know a lot of people argue he was just a star. And I'm like, I don't know what Melo you
were
watching.
Superstar?
Like, I'm sorry, a superstar. Yes.
I'm about to say because he has it. It literally says All Star.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant superstar. I meant superstar. They're like, he's just a star, and I'm like, no, because if you say Melo was just a star, I look at Donovan Mitchell, and I think Donovan Mitchell's a star. I do believe Melo in his prime was a step above Donovan Mitchell. Like that can't be argued.
Yes,
that cannot be argued. I'm sorry, it just can't. It can't. But yeah, Durant took the cheap way, but look, bought himself a legacy. Yeah.
Automatic legend.
So
I'm the back of Steph Curry, but whatever. You know, I'm not gonna.
Hey, Steph Curry will always be able to say, "Hey, I had myself 5 kids. I had 5 kids. My little son Durant. Nobody ever wants to talk about my son."
Steph's like, I had one before you, and I had one after you.
I did. So Steph's like, Steph's like, that enhanced my legend, so I appreciate that. Like, that really helped me, because people thought I could never win another one without you. Went and got one. Thank you, Durant. But all right, let's move on, but let's stay in basketball.
With Andrew Wiggins on top of everything.
That's so crazy that Steph Curry can go, hey, when y'all want to talk about the all-times, bitch, I did it with Barnes, Durant, and Wiggins. I'm just saying. Like, I'm just saying. I know the middle part was a slobber knocker, but those 2 end pieces, Wiggins and Harrison Barnes, y'all got to give me some respect. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? You don't look at Harrison Barnes and go, that was his Pippen. Not at all. Not at all. But all right, let's stay in basketball. Let's move on to this. You guys know how much I love to overreact very early on. So we are doing early NBA award predictions. Ooh, yes it is. Yes it is. So we'll start off with the best one, MVP. MVP. Now, DIdge, as I pass it to you first, I'm looking at this year's MVP in basketball the way that you looked at the NFL's MVP this year. Remember how you said it'll be Aaron Rodgers. He has a bunch of 5-year-olds he's throwing to. You know what I'm saying? Some babies that he has a rockabye to sleep that he's throwing to. It's a shoo-in. If he wins that division, you know, has the same stat line, he barely throws interceptions, 20, 30 touchdowns, it's a shoo-in, right?
23?
I believe, well, yeah, you would need more than that. Especially with people averaging like 60. Patrick Mahomes like 20. Bitch, I almost tripled that this year. But anyway, I think LeBron will have an Aaron Rodgers season. I think if you're LeBron, you kind of need that. You know, because I don't think he can win a championship. So I think that team just not drowning could secure LeBron an MVP. So for me, I'm going LeBron James. DIdge, who do you think will be this year's MVP?
You already know he's
like Russell Westbrook.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I said that wrong.
You already know where it's going.
He's objectively, I think he can win MVP. He's over your shoulder.
I'm about to say, even objectively, it's hard to argue.
It is. Oh, you say he's over my shoulder? Oh, damn, my bad. RJ
other
Barrett.
Other shoulder.
No. RJ Barrett, you're right.
RJ Barrett behind you.
Look. It's a shoulder. See my shoulder movement?
Okay.
Yeah, it's my shoulder.
No. In green over your shoulder, I should say. Yeah, I mean, obviously, not even just being a homer about it. He was almost MVP last year. I don't see his stats going any lower. If anything,
wait, he was almost MVP last year?
He was top 3 in the running.
Oh no, but that MVP race stage, that was nice. It was between Jokic and Embiid.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. DIdge.
No, it wasn't.
It was. No, DIdge, literally nobody in the media was just like, I am so shocked Giannis didn't win. Everybody was just like, well, it was Embiid and Jokic. It was literally just
it's because basketball writers have some weird fixation with after you win 2, we got to spread it around.
Yes, DIdge. Or LeBron would have been MVP for 15 years straight.
I don't care. Giannis time to be MVP for 15 years straight.
It's not going to happen, DIdge. It's not going to happen, man. They didn't let LeBron do it. There's no way in hell they're gonna let Giannis.
I'm picking Giannis for my MVP. Like I said, his numbers aren't gonna take any step back. Let me tell you, for showing some pictures on his Instagram about him working on this jump shot. Let me see that in real time action. That jump shot starts flowing. Oh, it's over. It's over.
I tell you what, Didge. If I am an NBA opposing team, I am 100% asking Giannis to shoot the ball.
He's not going to shoot the ball, bro. He's not. But let me tell you.
Shoot? By all means, Giannis.
Let me tell you. Let him surprise all of us, and that jump start flowing.
I still would rather cry. I still would rather him shoot than drive it to the paint.
But then it's just going to be a mix-up of it. It's not like he's going to just completely abandon going to the paint.
Let him become Giannis Curry. Let him become Giannis Curry. That's what we need. Giannis Curry.
We'll have that mix-up. We'll have that mix-up where Giannis is driving in. He may stop and pop a three.
No, I get you. I get you.
Giannis MVP.
All right, so we got LeBron, we got Giannis. Joel, you don't even have to go. I know yours is RJ Barrett. So Prime, sugar Joel. Who do you think is taking it this year, Joel?
No, I'm being serious.
No, it's RJ Barrett, but who would be your runner-up?
I don't know. That's a tough one, man. I hate doing these early fucking projections.
I love them.
We're done. I need to see them play. I don't know.
No, I love it. I love it when they don't play. Because if it comes true, I can go, that motherfucker didn't even dribble.
Man,
I was like,
my NFL one is not looking hot.
My NFL one I threw in the garbage.
I don't even remember what I said.
I deleted the episode.
Oh, yeah, yours was Justin Herbert.
It was. You didn't have to say that, dude. But it was.
I mean, actually, mine is doing okay. It's not doing so great, but it's middle of the road. Aaron Rodgers.
It's not horrible. Yeah, he can still make up. Yeah,
it's not great. It's not horrible.
Who was yours, Prime?
Come on, dog. That man you was disrespecting the past few weeks. Me and DIdge had to set you straight.
Oh yeah, it was Kirk.
Cousins.
No.
Patrick Mahomes.
It was Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, Kirk Cousins might fuck around and get an MVP this year.
You saw how he played in London.
I see he won. I see he won.
He did win. Pat Mahomes,
and the week before, he made a nice throw for the game winner too.
Yes, he did. I'm just saying, Didge, you fighting it. That motherfucker might come out here.
I'm just saying. You was big on how he wasn't great.
I still am.
Season.
Fuck him. Yeah, fuck him and State Farm.
I still am.
I go right over to Geico. Anyway, Joe, who are you going with for NBA?
Oh, that's too. I think. I guess just because I really don't know where else to go, and if he stays healthy, then Kawhi has a chance.
And that would be a good.
That would be
story.
great.
It would be a good story too.
That would be great.
Gotta stay healthy. I don't trust
the only MVP to play 14 games.
He was most valuable in those 14.
He played the last 14 games of the season. They said, "Oh, this is undeniable. MVP, give it to him. This shit is crazy." No, but I agree with you. Kawhi needs it because he's been very quiet since those Toronto days. So
he played like a season since then.
Right. And here's the crazier part. The NBA's gotten younger and better. So you've gotten more names to go up. Before it was just like Durant, LeBron, Giannis was rising, right? Now it's just like, bitch, it's everybody. Jokic, Embiid, Jason Tatum, fucking Luka Doncic. Like, it's expanding. So you need to catch up if you're Kawhi.
True.
Prime, who you going with?
Oh no, I'm rolling with DIdge. I like Giannis. I really do like Giannis. Plus, do balls, man. And if he's adding that jump shot, to the repertoire, and if he can get it down enough, yeah, I kind of like him. But I will say, huh?
So what year are we on now? He hasn't figured it out yet.
I mean, LeBron developed his late.
I mean,
no, not late. Not late. And again, LeBron could shoot a jumper. It's just when you're that athletic, there's no need to. Giannis could not shoot a jumper.
But just like this guy, we did see during those off seasons and him actually LeBron working on that jumper.
Oh, for sure.
We got to respect what Giannis is doing. But I will say, I will not be surprised if right behind him, if Luka is right there, because at some point, I really feel like we may get to the point where he actually averages a triple double for the season. He's been flirting with this thing
But will that hold the same weight? I feel once Russ
it's a difference. Hold on. It's a difference between averaging a triple-double and you only scoring about 10 or 12 points a game versus a guy like him who's right at 28, 29 per game.
Oh, okay.
So if you think about it, even last year, what was he? He was a rebound off and
an assist.
About an assist and a half or what? I'm just saying he's been flirting with his thing for the longest time. So
gotcha.
I get what you're saying. If we're talking about somebody averaging a triple-double and they're averaging 12 points a game, so even say he's not averaging 29 anymore, and he even comes down to like.
Wasn't that what Russ was doing though? Wasn't he averaging still like 28, 29?
No, I think Russ was in the. Let me think. Let me
structure
this. In the lower 20s, I think he was in.
I feel like maybe he was like a 22. I don't know.
I think he was like 18 or 20.
His first year was 31, 10, and 10.
What? Yeah, it won't have the same effect. Unless, no, time out. I take that back, Prime. If he can be a top 3 seed in average triple-double,
that's the right I thought you were going to go.
I was kind of thinking that, and I mean, you looking at that Mavericks team. Who am I to say they can't be? I'm trying to tell you, like when they play, bro. Like
that's the route I thought you were going to go with. It's a difference from doing it and doing it and winning.
I fully expect them to be one of the top 3-4 teams in the West. I mean, I do, but but I'm going with Giannis though.
Okay, all right, I like it. Defensive Player of the Year, I think we can all agree they'll find a way to make it between Giannis and Rudy Gobert, right? We can all agree there.
Kawhi.
Again, Kawhi is gonna make. Well, that was just for the sake of parity. He won it off the sake of parody. They were just like, somebody else show something. Mikal Bridges showed up there. Thank God. Oh, thank God. You and Marcus saved this. We did not want to have to walk down this aisle and hand it to Rudy or Giannis. Like, y'all motherfuckers got to stop. All right? Who else wants to show themselves? So we think there'll be parity this year. Because I think DIdge is probably looking at, Giannis MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Man of the Year, Coach of the Year, Executive of the Year. What else can Giannis get? Last Name of the Year.
Honestly, I thought Defensive Player of the Year, they're going to figure out a way to give it back to Gobert.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, we have to see how he's utilized.
True.
They're utilized.
Because that's gonna be a big impact.
We're playing right now, but none of them are playing. Well, none of the bigs are playing.
Right. Okay, so then I will go around. DIdge, do you have a different name than Giannis or Rudy Gobert?
No, I think it's gonna be Rudy Gobert. No.
Yeah, okay. Prime, do you got a different name than Giannis or Rudy Gobert?
Not enough.
I didn't think so. Joel, do you have a different name?
He's going to come out with somebody off the wall.
You know Joel's going to be like, yo, this is the dude straight from Germany. I saw his tapes overseas, dog. He might surprise us. It's like, how do you know this, Joel? I study, yo. I be studying, man.
My sport. I know my shit.
But do you think we'll have more parity? Because we did have parity last year. Do you think we'll have more parity this year?
I want more parity. I can go easy way out and go with Gobert, but I kind of think if
I'm sorry.
if we want to be serious, like if the Nets are actually good, I think it's 100% because Ben Simmons was that good defensively. And I think
should have just joined us.
I mean, Joel's not wrong. Ben Simmons could be a Defensive Player of the Year. The problem is
a couple of years ago when he actually played. He was a candidate.
Right. Because, I mean, and think about it, DIdge. His job is extremely easier today than it was when he was in Philly. You literally have to do no scoring. Like, none of the scoring.
That's fair.
So you could just focus on, hey, I'll just guard LeBron tonight. I'll guard Jason Tatum tonight. I'll guard Curry tonight.
That's all he does.
Yeah, that's really it. That's really it. So he could. He really could. He really could. I like that, Joe. I like going outside the box. Yeah.
Is that a clinch?
A great night tonight. I hate to spoil. You can bring you down, brother.
Is that a clinch? I just saw it.
With the Atlanta Braves.
They just won.
Oh.
Our division champions.
It's all right. It'll make it so much sweeter when you get bounced out in the first round. It's cool. It's no problem. I have no problem with it.
Don't they get the wild card by now?
Yeah,
they're not the lowest wild card speed.
Yeah. Well, I never count. Well, wait. Do you count wild card as the first round? I never count wild card as the first.
I mean,
round.
it's the first because theirs is a division winner has to play the wild card. Has to play one of the wild card winners.
Yeah. So
well,
what happens now?
Well, the Mets have to play in the
wild card.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But they have to play. They have to play probably the Cardinals.
So interesting to see how that lines up though, because
Philly's
got in. I have to take a look at it.
But we're not worried. When the Mets just run through the NL, it won't matter.
I'm over here talking about baseball like I didn't give up on it when the Brewers got eliminated. This entire sport can go.
But no, I do like your pick of Ben Simmons.
Just want something different.
No, I mean, look, I started this by saying we want parity, so I got no issues with you actually giving me parity. You know what? I'm going to take a wild shot, all right? I'm going to take the wildest of wild shots. You guys ready?
It's going to be a Nick.
No, it's not going to be. Ain't nobody on that team playing defense.
I thought that's why you were doing all of this, so you could hype yourself
minutes a game off the bench.
No, I am going Patrick Beverly for Defensive Player of the Year.
God.
I'm going Pat Bev. Pat Bev on these hoes.
On the court long enough?
I'm going. You goddamn right he will. You goddamn right he will. That's for now, Joel, until they get Russ's ass up out of there. They try to ship his ass out today. Let's get him out today. Pacers, what y'all up to? Y'all busy? Y'all up? Y'all need a point guard? No, all jokes aside, I really don't know. I honestly, if I really had to, I would just have to default to DIdge and Prime. Like, it really, because there's just not enough players that take a focus in defense as much as those two guys, though. Can he fucking stay healthy long enough to defend the motherfucker? Because I believe Lonzo has potential to be a defensive player of the year.
Lonzo, I thought was out for the year.
No. But that's my point. If he were healthy, I think he could be.
Oh,
like
fair.
I think he could be in that conversation, but the motherfucker's never healthy.
Fair. Lonzo apparently is. I
don't think he's out for the year. I think they just said he's not going to play for the first few months.
No, the thing was they have no confidence that he can return this season.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what the fuck happened. You know what I think happened? I think his dad bargained for all of his sons to have talent, and whoever he bargained with was just like, I'm not giving it to 3 of your kids. You can have 2. He's like, well, Jello. Let's get Jello. Let's get Jello some. Let's get him some. So I think that's how that panned out.
It does say he's expected to miss a few months, but they said
that's what I thought it was.
Also, they said they have no confidence. They don't have a lot of confidence that he can return this season.
That's
so
crazy.
What is going on?
That's wild as hell. That's some Kawhi level shit.
They're playing right now, and I still so frustrating. They got like 4 guards out there with the center.
That's how they
Welcome
do it.
to the NBA, Joel.
That's some like 2K shit. When it controls the substitution for you, they play all 4 point guards. Like, what are you doing?
Why do you have this 5'3" guard on Ben Simmons? Like, what are we doing here? But all right, let's go Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year, I'm gonna go with somebody that I wish was a Knick, but isn't. So I'm gonna still support him, and that's Ivy. I'm going Ivy for Rookie of the Year.
Oh, for Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm rocking with. Joel, who you going?
Oh fuck. Ivy's not a bad decision. Oh shit. Why you gotta go with me first? That sucks.
I love going to you. I love hearing your ums.
Shit. Bonchero probably.
Okay.
Either him or
That's
Smith.
a good way to go.
One of the two. I would right now. I'm gonna go with Bonchero.
Okay. All right. I'll make sure I keep a close eye on him this year. Prime, who you going with?
I'm rolling with you with Ivy. I wanted him in New York, something terrible, but
I did, man.
He did well.
Mainly just so I could see his mama every game. That's really why. I didn't even need him to play a game. I just needed his mama in the crowd. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I
really don't want to be reminded that we didn't get him, even though.
Yes. I'm anxious to see Ponchero play, though. I think that over the time we got to see him in the summer, I was very impressed to what he already looked like as an NBA player. I mean, I saw him play at Duke, but I'm very excited, anxious to see him play though.
I would have picked Holmgren if he didn't get hurt, motherfucker.
And I'm telling you guys this right now: the games that I got circled on my NBA schedule are the Hawks and the fucking Magic. I want to see those two go head to head in an actual NBA game and see if there's still some beef there. I love NBA beef, man. I love it. So I want, because they're gonna guard each other. Good and goddamn well they're gonna guard each other. So I'm hyped for the idea of that. I can't wait. DIdge, you're rookie of the year.
Johnny Davis. I just brought him on the limb.
Johnny Davis.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he gets minutes off the bench.
Sounds like a lawyer. That sounds like his agent, Johnny Davis.
Full transparency, he's a Wisconsin product.
There you go. All right.
That bias is seeping through. It's cool. I picked Ivy just so I can see his mother stand next to him. That's it. There's any chance I can get to see his mama. That's it. Anytime I watch Piston games, like, your mama come? She didn't come. Damn, what the fuck are you here then? Like, what's your purpose if your mama ain't here? Well, is she still playing? Oh, you mean him? Oh, I thought you were talking about her. I'm like, is she still playing? Shit, I'll just go watch her play.
No, she coaching.
Like, I don't need to watch the NBA. I'll watch her play. All right, let's move on. Let's do Coach of the Year. Coach of the Year, I'm going to do Mike Malone.
You like Mike Malone? I'm
going to do Mike Malone for Coach of the Year this year.
Oh, fuck.
I'm going Mike Malone. And by the way, I saw homeboy Murray the other day, and he looked like he's shaking that rust right off. He's shaking it. He Harlem shaking it right off. So I can't wait to see what he looks like getting back into the fold, because I tell you what, I don't know how I look at that Nugget series if Jamal Murray was there. Seeing what Jokic was able to do by his lonesome. You put his running mate there, I'm liking how that team looks. That team just last year could not fight off the injury bug. That shit hit them like a ton of bricks heading into it. Michael Porter Jr. Is that does he need fucking State Farm for his body? Can he stay healthy? Like, goddamn, somebody get him some State Farm. Goodness gracious. DIdge. Outside of Mike Budenholzer. I'm not.
Willie Green.
George Hill. Oh, Willie
Green.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good choice.
I think they take a step forward. And
hell yes.
Damn you!
You see Zion's body? That motherfucker stepped out of the future.
I think they could. I think they can do some damage in the West, and yes, I'm gonna go with him.
I mean, goddamn, Jesus! I have no idea how NBA players let that happen. How you just let yourself go as much as Harden and Zion did, and then you try to talk about, like, Harden had the nerve to say, "Yeah, and I lost 20-something, 30-something pounds." Tweet about that, bitch. You supposed to be in shape. That shouldn't be news. Like, stop being so out of shape. That's the news, okay? Goodness gracious. Why don't y'all talk about me being in shape? Because that should be the fucking norm. Every training camp, we should go, man, you look like you're in great shape, Harden. No, instead, we look at you like, goddamn, are you the mascot for James Harden or James Harden? Who are you? Goddamn. All right, so I like Willie Green. I think they're ready.
Really good choice.
I think
think so
ready.
Too.
They are very ready. But you're gonna need to see an extreme step forward from Ingram. You're gonna need to see an extreme step forward from him, because we know what Zion will be. But if this team wants to really make a run, because we know what CJ's height is, right? Like, we know what his ceiling is. He's not going to exceed that ceiling. He can either stay the same or get worse. Ingram and Zion have the capability to get increasingly better. So it'll be interesting to see if they can. And we already know Bodega Boy. We know he out here getting
Bodega Boy.
Bodega Boy. We know he out here getting steals left and right. So that's
I was just gonna say, look, you need to look out for him.
Look out for Bodega Boy.
For sure.
Look out for Bodega Boy. He out here.
A little
what'd you say, Joel? I feel you, Joel. I take it back. He's not mistaken.
Like, wait a minute.
Joel's like, should I be offended? But Joel, who are you looking at for Coach of the Year?
That's tough. That's really tough. I think. I think it might be JB Bickerstaff. The Cavaliers. If they're healthy, it could be a problem.
And health outside of their center wasn't a massive issue for them last year.
Right now, Mobley's hurt, so hopefully he doesn't.
Luckily for the Cavs, Mobley being hurt doesn't hurt you as much because you essentially just filled in that gap with Donovan Mitchell. So it's like you don't even know what level productivity Mobley can add with all the scoring you've added to your starting five.
Yeah, I mean Mobley's more defensive.
That was icing on the cake. Yeah, that was just icing on the cake having Mobley.
Well, Lopez and Love will be all right.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
They will insert Dean Wade and no one will know the difference.
Not at all, Joel. You might be joking, but that is the God's honest truth. No, I like that. That's a, and when I say out there, I don't mean like crazy, but that is one I wasn't even thinking about. Mainly because there's a lot of hate that I have towards.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Cavaliers pulled the trigger, and my hate is more directed towards Salt Lake City.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you. You didn't say the other word. Yeah, it's the Salt Lake City Jazz. That's what.
What, Utah?
DIdge. I will fucking hop. You know what? I hope that the Lakers trade for Giannis. That's what I hope happens. I hope that's a 1-2
and you
punch.
Get back Westbrook.
And they play Westbrook and George Hill in the starting line.
There we go. I'll just go ahead and do that.
It's okay, it's okay. I'm gonna ban you from the studio in a second. Prime, who was your Coach of the Year?
Joe Mazzulla. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
Hey. Hey, man, you never know.
Oh, man.
Now, to be honest with you, Joel stole mine. I was going to say JB Bickerstaff.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say JB Bickerstaff. That squad is stacked.
Okay. So are you guys putting high expectations on this team?
In the East?
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about winning at all, but just in the East, to be a top 5 team in the East.
I think, me personally, if we get down to the end of this thing, I won't be the guy that's shocked if they're sitting there like a 4 seed. Okay. I'm not going to be shocked. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's not going to be as big a surprise to many people. And they're the 4th seed. Nah, I think they're just that talented.
Here's the thing. Garland was an all-star last year.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell was an all-star last year.
Mm-hmm.
You just put them together.
Yeah.
4th seed should not be hard.
Jared Allen was an all-star last year.
Jared Allen.
Right.
Now it was a reserve pick, or I was one of those.
Hey, Joel. That shit counts. That shit counts. Because when people tell me that Mac Jones is not a Pro Bowler, I tell them, did the motherfucker play in the Pro Bowl? He did, right? Motherfucking Pro Bowler. So for me, there is no.
You sticking up for Mac Jones? I love to see it.
There is no what do you call that, asterisk? There's no asterisk. He was an all-star. That's all that matters.
You talk about QB1 like that.
QB1 for who?
You know who? You know for who?
I already moved to next year. Next year, he ain't my QB. He played for Carolina. Anyway. Prime, Joe, I think you guys were really good with that one. DIdge, that was one of those ones that he, unfortunately, because of Zion, is now being thrusted into that, to where now you have to live up to that. You know what I'm saying? You have
that's
too
fine.
good of a. You have to, no, not you. I mean Willie.
No, I know.
Willie now
that's
has
fine.
Willie now has a roster that he has to live up to now.
I think he will.
Sophomore.
It's
slump.
a good squad. I mean, Minnesota,
great
Chris
squad.
Finch has a good chance if they play well too.
The only reason I didn't pick them, Joel, is I'm just still trying to wait and see how that.
Yeah, it's
that
right. They have to.
You added a piece that I look at and I still can't really understand it. So
I like it.
I need to see it. I just need to see it. Because it damn sure ain't no Tim Duncan, David Robinson. That's for goddamn sure.
How about we give it to Darvin Ham if they make the playoffs?
I give it to Darvin Ham if Russell Westbrook is still on that fucking team.
If Russell Westbrook makes the All-Star team this year, he gives it Darvin Ham.
Darvin Ham can get Anthony Davis to play more than 3 games this season. He deserves it.
We can't control fate. That's just...
Hey, you know, that's what I'm saying. You gifted to him. All right. What are we missing? What are we missing here? What
do we do? We did rookie, 6-man.
Nope, we didn't do 6-man. Thank you. You nailed it. 6-man. 6-man of the year. I'm just telling you guys. I'm going off. I'm jumping off a ledge here with this one. This one's wild. Bear with me. George Hill, 6-man of the year.
That is wild.
Well, he better not be 6-man or
I mean, if he's 6-man, he's doing something right, dude.
I'm saying he better not be the 6-man in our lineup. I will cry.
He's that first man off the bench. He's that first man off the bench. No, all jokes aside. You know what? I'm gonna go with a homer pick. I will go Emmanuel Quickly. I think Emmanuel Quickly can achieve that. I think he really can achieve that this year. I think he has all the tools to do it. I really do. I truly, truly, truly do. I do think at certain points he plays maybe too many minutes that he looks to be almost a goddamn starter. But
that's what counts to me.
I think Emmanuel Quickly can pull it off this year. So I'm going to go quickly. Prime, who you got for 6-man of the year?
I don't know. Maxey, I guess.
This is tough.
Yeah,
this is harder than defensive player of the year.
Max is gonna start.
I don't know. I guess
is he going to start?
Huh?
Yeah. Who's going to start over him?
Yeah.
I have no idea who's on that fucking team, Joel. I'm going to be completely honest with you. If it's not Embiid or Harden, I have no idea. I forgot Tobias Harris still play basketball. I saw it the other day. Oh yeah. I said, oh yeah, Tobias, good old Tobias, Long Island zone. Okay, so if Maxey start, Prime, you want me to come back to you?
I don't know. You think you guys think Hero gonna start?
We think Maxey probably starts.
Hero started tonight. Hero started tonight. He started tonight.
He's second in the odds.
But he started tonight.
Tonight.
Well, I'm just gonna take Hero until I figure out whether or not he starts.
I'm sorry, you don't give Hero that contract and have his ass come off the bench. That's all I'm saying.
They could.
I don't know.
Damn sure if you trying to tell us that he's better than RJ. RJ start definitively. Like he start definitively and might be making less. So if Hero's making more and coming off the bench, I tell you what, that motherfucker better become the new age as Lou Will. That motherfucker better win 6-man every year. That kind of money. Are you serious?
That's
come
fair.
off the bench and drop 50.
Oh, that's tough. I don't know.
That's a hard one.
I can go. I looked at the odds. I'm going Jordan Poole.
Oh, that is.
I mean, yeah.
I looked at the odds. I cheated.
You son bitch.
I cheated.
I mean, you know what's crazy? DIdge? Down the stretch, he played so many fucking minutes. I keep forgetting he comes off the bench because he plays so many minutes.
The odds the top 3 in the odds are Jordan Poole, Tyler Hero, and Malcolm Brogdon.
I was gonna say Brogdon, bitches.
I forgot about Brogdon.
To me, I find it very weird you start Marcus Smart over Brogdon, only because
it worked last year.
No, it worked last year because what was your alternative? Like that was their problem. They had no other.
Yeah,
no,
but he played.
What I'm saying, I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that. Him being your starter was because you had no other alternative. He had to be your starter. There was nobody else you could have put over Marcus Smart.
I feel
now
like
that you have somebody, I think he could be a great 6-man. I think I would flip flop that. I would flip flop it.
I think you don't mess with chemistry though.
That's what I'm saying. You don't fuck with the chemistry like that.
You mess with chemistry to make him a starting point guard last year. He was a 6-man the year before.
Yeah, well,
he's been a 6-man.
They didn't have any, like you said, they didn't have any other options.
Yeah, I was saying it like I said, trade him. I just said put him back to what he was just 2 years ago.
Drop it now though. That combination, I mean that
it worked. Yeah, it showed that
it took them all the way to the finals. I mean,
right.
I do love how y'all are forgetting that they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals with the motherfucker coming off the bench. But okay, apples and oranges, no problem. Yeah, Brogdon, it was Brogdon, Hero,
Conference Finals, and Poole.
In Poole, okay. So you're going Poole. Prime's going Hero. I'm going the clear-cut winner, Emmanuel Quickly. Joel, who you going?
I like how you throw that in there.
I don't know.
I try not to lie, dude.
I want to be different, but I don't know where to go.
It's okay. Just say quickly, Joel. It's cool.
No, I would
join the pool party.
You didn't say nothing, you piece
I'm
of
gonna
shit.
hate that so much. I'm gonna hate that so much this year. Oh, we're splashing in the pool party. It's like, oh my fucking god. Retire. Retire, Curry.
It's gonna be bad.
No, who you going with, Joel?
Fuck. Well.
And while you think, Joel, I wanted to say really quickly, DIdge.
Good.
I didn't buy 2K for that sole purpose. Because I know as soon as I go to play online, everybody and their mother's only using the fucking Warriors.
Oh, you didn't buy it?
No, I have no interest in that shit. I have absolutely none.
Oh,
none whatsoever.
I'm going to buy it to get the League Pass.
Oh, the $100 one? Yeah.
I mean, League Pass is like 100 and something by itself.
Right, no, right. Say it again, Prime.
What's up with y'all? Didn't get the Dreamer Edition? And the love for J. Cole again? What's up?
Do I get League Pass with the Dreamer Edition?
Come on, bro.
I'll wait till the time.
I had to support Devin Booker for some of his last few games as a Phoenix Sun before he gets traded to the Knicks. So I wanted to have that as a collectible item. But no, all jokes aside, I usually get 2K around this time just to play online, right? And I was kind of hoping to do that again this year, but as soon as I went on someone's live stream and saw them playing a few games online, and he consecutively were playing people using Golden State. So yeah, no, I don't have the patience for that.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for that. I don't need you having 3 players that could shoot from the fucking logo. No way, no. I remember those Durant Warrior years, and those shits were fucking dark days playing online. My God, I can't tell you how many times I picked the Warriors and somebody else had the Warriors. Like, all right, bitch, we gotta quit this game.
I would hate
that. You can't complain if you were the Warriors.
Well, I mean, DIdge, I'm not that good, okay? I needed the odds stacked in my favor, all right?
Cleveland and Philadelphia play tomorrow night.
Who?
I said Cleveland and Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. Wait, in basketball?
Yeah.
Wednesday night.
Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday.
Completely forgot. I don't know what day.
He lost it. He's losing.
No Browns and Eagles.
I thought you meant baseball, Prime. That's what I thought you meant. I thought you meant baseball.
Audience in the Phillies? Nah, we good.
God damn, when they had to change their names. Ugh. Anyway, Joel, give me a 6-man. Hurry up so we can move on.
Fuck. Norman Powell. There you go.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that is a good name.
Should have joined the pool party.
I mean,
Norman Powell might be one of those sneaky ones. He might be one of those sneaky ones.
Jordan Poole would have been my choice, but you're a bitch and chose.
Damn.
But also, picking Jordan Poole is like when DIdge and Prime were like, I don't know, defensive player of the year. I don't know, Rudy Gobert. It's the best name for it. It's Rudy Gobert.
It's Rudy.
I do like Norman Powell. I do like going with something drastically different that no one even really thought about.
Different.
Because he might come out of left field and be in the running.
I mean,
don't think he'll
Clarkson's always in the running too, but I don't think the Jazz are going to be good. I don't know how long he's going to be there, so we'll see.
Well, that puts it even more in his favor, because if you get traded somewhere and you're the 6-man for a good team, put you right back up there. Yeah. I just don't see a bad team thinking they're a Jordan Clarkson away from being a good team. So that's why I'm assuming a good team will think that he can elevate them to being a great team, rather than a bad team thinking they can get better with Jordan Clarkson.
Another option would be probably Dennis Schroeder and the Lakers. If the Lakers are good, that's not a bad option.
Yo, the Lakers are taking such a wild approach. The Lakers are like, hey, Russ won't ask for a trade because LA is home, right? So they're like, if we sign 30 point guards, he'll just get the hint. Like, he'll just get the hint. And he's not wanted.
Some underground rumblings the last couple of days, supposedly, about them making the move.
I hope so. Just for his sake and their sake.
Talking about it. Yep.
Just for his sake and their sake, because it's just hard to watch 9 different point guards. And I think people keep forgetting, LeBron is a fucking point guard. So it's like, you got that massive point guard, the 5 other point guards, and then Russ. who does not play off ball.
Also, is it really that hard to watch? I don't care about the Lakers.
No, I just mean as a fan of basketball, not even just somebody that really does get sick watching the Lakers do well. It's just so hard to watch because they put the Lakers on TV any chance they get. So you're watching and you're just like, what the fuck? Why am I looking at Russell Westbrook?
Hearing them complain about the Lakers is annoying.
I watch it and go, man, this chaos and animosity is great to see.
It's what you deserve. Yeah, that's fair. All right, I think we got all the categories for basketball. I think we nailed them.
Team.
I think we nailed them all. All right, let's go over to NFL before we get out of here. Oh shit! God damn you, Joel! All right, most improved. Most improved.
Oh, that's a comeback. I'm thinking.
I'm like, what the fuck is he improving?
I definitely ignored everything. I definitely equated comeback player of the year and most improved.
DIdge is like he's gonna improve his health.
Yeah,
his health will get better.
Comeback player of the year.
Oh, most improved. Oh God, that's. Oh, see, I didn't want to have to think about anything. That's why.
All right, you know what? Fuck it, because I want us to hurry up and get to football. I'm double dipping. Julius Randle.
Oh, no.
Hey, Joel, that means good things for the Knicks if that motherfucker is the most improved.
Yeah.
You serious? I'll take that in a heartbeat.
Hopefully it's on another team if that's the case.
No. I want to squeeze all the juice you can out of this motherfucker. So if we can get a successful season, I'll take it. Only way I'm trading away Julius Randle is A, if we really suck. Or B, I'm trading him to get a really, really, really good fucking player in return. I mean, like...
So you're not trading him at all. That's fucking bullshit.
Yes, Joel. We've made our bed. We will lay in that motherfucker.
You lay on it, you bitch.
As long as you root for the Knicks, you will be rooting for Julius Randle, Joel. All jokes aside, I don't know who my most improved player would be. I don't really know who wasn't all that good last year.
It doesn't have to be wasn't all that good. Remember, John won it.
Remember who?
Yeah.
Remember, John won it.
Yeah, but we called it bullshit.
Yeah,
I don't believe in that.
It doesn't matter anymore. Apparently, you can be Rookie of the Year and still win it.
Right,
so.
I can understand that.
Yeah, no, I don't believe in that shit. That is the most weirdest shit.
You know what? Zion winning.
Because I'm like, bro, his trajectory was already to get better as a top 3 pick. And in his second year, you're like, you improved. Bitch, he's supposed to. Like, what?
Doesn't matter.
He's in his development stage.
Rules are off on this. I'm picking Zion.
Most improved.
All right, fuck it. I'm picking RJ. All right, Joel, who you got? Who you got, Joel?
Christ.
We sticking to that. We sticking to that draft a few years ago, DIdge.
Funny enough, I'm looking at the odds. Zion and RJ are top 5 in the odds.
I believe it. I 100% believe it.
So
they're talking about RJ becoming an all-star this year.
So it's
I believe it.
Clearly, Kate Cunningham's on this list. Like, clearly, the rules are off. It doesn't matter.
But at least RJ and Zion make sense because they've been in the league long enough. Cade Cunningham was just in the league last year. He just started last year.
Doesn't matter. He's on this list.
I mean, if he becomes an all-star
now on the other side, that's going to free him up to do things. So
stressing the hell out of me. All right.
Most improved.
Oh boy. Joel, who's your most improved?
I don't know, man.
I just said it's a very difficult situation to be in. It's not easy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what? I'll pick it for Joel, so Joel doesn't have to rack his brain. Joel's going with Kristaps Porzingis. All right. What we got?
Nothing. Fuck out of here. Oh man, I have no idea. This is bad. Most improved. You know what? This is a far ass reach.
I know what you're gonna say. Like we're saying, that would be my pick. Probably. Go ahead.
Nah, it's even farther. I'm like pulling out of my ass, really. And I'm only basing it off of one game, which is hysterical.
Oh.
I think if they keep the lineup the way it is, like if this kid actually starts this year, this kid year 7 from the Heat might get it. Omer at 7, the center.
The center for the Heat?
Yeah, because they moved Bam to power forward today. So I'm like, if they keep it that way, I think that kid's good.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well,
I told you I pulled it out of my ass.
You did. You've been pulling a few of these out your ass. I like it. I like the consistency.
I do think he's talented. I don't think he'll win the thing, but if he puts up enough of the numbers, I think he'll get recognized at the very least.
All right. Prime, who you got?
I don't know. I would love for it to be RJ, but I'm just gonna go with a different route. I'm gonna take a guy who had a change of scenery this past year. Points per game went up, his assists went up, and his field goal percentage went up after the change of scenery. So I'm gonna go with Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh yeah,
a guy who I wanted as a Knicks couple years ago.
He's the number one.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I was gonna pick him.
I like that we were in the top 5 odds. I like it. I like us playing the odds. I love it.
I took
he's on the list though. He's not high on the list, but he's on this list.
It is?
Yeah.
That's shocking.
It's Vegas. So I don't know. I think they just pulled names. Well, yep, fuck it. This guy.
Where's he at on the list?
Right. They pulled it from where Joel
it was low. It was
low?
It was like 20.
Oh, that's still high compared to what.
Well, there's like 30 names on this list.
That's still very high compared to one.
Fair.
Joel legit meant when he said he pulled it out of his ass that was literally that random.
He didn't think
for it to be 20. Joel was saying it might be 50.
Don't get me wrong. I put some thought into it. I just didn't think people even heard of him. So
fair.
He's on the list. So I was like,
someone
knows who he is.
Here's the thing, Joel. We've still yet to say the motherfucker's name, so we don't know who the fuck he is.
I know y'all did. That's why when I said it, you're like, who the fuck is that?
All right. Even if there is another basketball category, fuck it. We're skipping it. We're skipping it. All right. Let's move to football. DIdge, this is the number one question that not just myself was asking, but a few people that actually listen to this show were asking me. So I need you to answer this, and then we're going to move into our week 4 breakdown before we get out of here. But this question is only for DIdge. Here you go, DIdge.
What is this question?
Here you go, DIdge. The world wants to know. Why do you hate Baker?
I actually don't hate Baker Mayfield.
Nah, that's a lie. Stop
I actually don't. I don't think that he has it to succeed in the NFL. I really liked him in college. Actually, I thought he was the man at Oklahoma. It was just those first few years in Cleveland. I was like, he just doesn't have it. And everybody was like, "Oh, well, just wait till the next game. Wait till he gets this." It's always wait till this happens. Wait till this happens, and it never seems to happen. I just don't think he has it. And now it's just fun to rile you up by telling you that Baker's only going to win 6 games.
It's all right. It's all right. You know what my response is? Patty cake, patty cake. He's the baker's man.
What are you going to
bakes them cakes as fast as he
talking
can.
About he might get benched.
Yes, but he won't be benched until what's his name gets healthy.
Well, Rules is winning right now, so
you can make pancakes off the bench.
That's because
apparently
Darnold's hurt.
Yeah,
apparently Darnold is still hurt. I didn't know that. That's why Rule said he's still sticking with him.
You don't even have to worry about Darnold. I brought out my Ouija board as soon as you told me that. Darnold isn't even nothing you got to worry about. It'll be Baker the rest of the season. You good?
I showed you that tweet from that fan earlier. You saw how hurt he was.
Yes, but that fan was asking for Cam back. Cam was god awful last year.
That man said, "I miss the days of Cam. I miss when we
missed the days of Cam."
So funny. The tweet was so sad.
All I remember is Cam turned into Terminator last year and then turned into Terminator Genesis. He went from "I'm back" to "Oh my God, you should leave. Like, you should go. You shouldn't be here anymore." But okay. All right. You answered it, Didge. It essentially just boiled down to hate. It's cool. No problem.
I actually don't hate him.
It's cool. No, it's cool. It's what you said. Joel, I'm going to start off with you. You did the impossible. You won a game with a running back as your quarterback. Let me finish the sentence. God damn. I wanted to pause for dramatics.
I'm like,
damn.
Excuse me?
Anyway, you won a game with a running back as your quarterback. Right? You have your backup quarterback in concussion protocol. You have your starting quarterback still trying to figure out what's going on with that ankle injury, right? And you have Saquon going, I can just do the Wildcat. Tim Tebow did it. Like he didn't really have to throw that much. You know, I could do
it,
that.
though, at least.
I could do barely.
No, he threw it wrong.
Barely.
Well,
he ran. But how? Walk me through, Joel, this win against Chicago. Which, by the way, Chicago should bury themselves. They put in a running back as quarterback and still won that game. Chicago should just bury themselves.
What we did is we maintained the lead. Is what we did.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't like he was the quarterback the whole game.
No, right, DIdge, if he was the quarterback for 4 seconds, that's still too long. Too long for a game that was won. Nah,
yeah, I mean, we still got first downs. It was like, they knew we were going to run. We still could stop.
Yeah.
It's like, man, what is Saquon
to
going to do
fair,
back there?
Even when we had the quarterback, they couldn't stop us from rushing. So it was Daniel Jones rushing with our second back rushing.
I was so pissed.
Oh, he had two. He was like, they won't stop the bootleg. It was like, whatever.
I was so mad
until they stop us. And you know what's funny is the one time they stopped us, that's when they got hurt. It's like, God damn it.
I had to message Joel. What is this? Tell your team to stop. You got Saquon. He runs the ball.
They would not stop him from getting there. That's not in Chicago. You know what I mean? Look, that game was weird because it was very much a grimy, don't throw it that off. Like mainly, we don't have a lot of good receivers right now. A lot of them are hurt, and the ones that are healthy aren't good. So it's like we're kind of down on luck in regards to that. So most of the game, we were rushing it, or Daniel Jones was rushing it, like with bootleg. Again, the first half they didn't stop the bootleg, so it was a lot of like going back and forth between him and Saquon taking turns. And then the couple times that we did throw the ball, we have 3 receivers. They all had 1 catch each. That played 3, all had 1 catch. All right. We had 2 tight ends. The tight ends did most of the catching. Our rookie Bellinger did really well. We only had 23 yards, but he had 3 catches. Very good for him. Good for him. And I can count with one hand how many times we dropped the ball and the passes that we threw. That's how obvious it was. Those like the lack of passing during this game. That's how much rushing we did. But it was like one of those games. Like, and everyone started getting hurt. Like Evan Neal got hurt. Obviously, our quarterbacks got hurt. Galladay, I swear to God, you finally have a chance to play, and then he gets hurt. And it's like, it was just like, but we still managed to dominate defensively. I think that's really what it came down to. Like, we got our touchdowns. We ran down the field. They did their thing, but for the most part, and they, it's funny. They had two or three plays where they passed it really long on us, like fucking. I think it was Moody, fucking asshole. Like, he got open a couple times, and they got us a couple times there. But for the most part, our defense held them in check for most of the game. And even at the end, the defense won that game because it could have been really bad because we had no offense at the end, but the defense did their thing. I think we had, I forget how many sacks. We did a hell of a job, and that's what some of our defensive guys are too. So I was like, the defense looks really good, and it looked a lot better than the week before against Chicago against Dallas, where everything looked like shit. But it was a very different game against Chicago. We managed to pull it out, so great.
3-1. 3-1.
Yeah, should have been 4-0. I don't care what you say.
3-1. 3-1. Just saying it makes me want to throw up. But the Giants are 3-1. Lets me know the world's.
But that's my favorite part about this win streak so far. They're competent. This coach is obviously, to me, is a good coach. They know how to. They work with what they got.
Yep.
We don't have a lot right now, and they're still pulling out shit out of their ass. That's impressive. This is the complete opposite of last year, where they would have knelt the whole ass. Like we never would have went anywhere. It would have been bad. We've been 0-4 now with that offense. It's just crazy how night and day. How like if you put talent with this coaching staff, you might have something. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's the last thing this world needs, Joel. Is the Giants to win any fucking thing.
Debt up to our ass, like trying to talk to people to like sign for the minimum, please.
And we know, Joel, the city of New York has a minimum. They can only have 1 or 2 teams good in New York. So right now, they're trying to figure out who from baseball it can be, who from basketball it can be, and
the Yankees and Mets won most of this year.
Right, so. And I'm saying at some point one will go drastically farther than the other. because the balance just has to be set.
I mean, for the most part, they both have winning records. Regular season.
Yes. Right. Which scares me for football for the remainder of the year, or basketball, to where they go, hey, we got to balance the shit out. Y'all all can't be good, okay?
I disagree. We need fucking some good luck in this city, even if it's all of us fucking finally winning at once. That'd be cool.
It's okay. We all, DIdge will back this up. Right outside of Boston, we need a little bit of winning. Right outside of Boston, right on the outskirts. Need a little bit of winning down there. You know what I'm saying? We can take it. We can take some of that.
I don't need any team in that fucking vicinity to win again. I'll be happy ever. There's like no winning going on in that city.
Outside of football, I don't care. But
I think the Giants getting one in 2007 and one in 2011 is enough for the next 15 years.
And I think your 20-year dominance is good forever.
No, that's not true. It wasn't a full 20. Y'all have to stop saying that. It was not a full 20. There was a gap where we were getting bounced out first or second round.
So, to me, I think that's good.
We have to make up for the ones we lost. Prime knows.
That Brady-Belichick pairing is going to be rare to put together again. That's going to be tough.
Oh, no. We're already seeing it right now.
With who?
Justin Herbert. When they get their new coach, it'll be the new coach and Justin Herbert.
Oh, but that's over there. I'm talking about. I don't think they're gonna.
Oh, you're talking about for me. Oh, for me, yeah, no.
For New England,
yeah, no. So God decides to give us Justin Herbert, you'll never see that again. No. You're absolutely right.
So you expect the Chargers to win that many championships?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yes, Justin Herbert is the pinnacle of football. 100%. Yeah, we've been over this. Let's not go down that path again.
It's Kansas City. Who may have a little bit to say about that?
Oh, yeah.
He already beat him once this year, so
No, he did. How did he do in the Super Bowl last year?
Oh, I didn't. Damn, Justin Herbert made it.
Damn, Did Patrick Mahomes make it? Did Patrick Mahomes make it?
Damn, I could have sworn Patrick Mahomes at least has a ring.
Yeah, Justin Herbert just started.
Justin Herbert got a ring. Did you see when Justin Herbert got that ring? It was crazy.
Does he have an Andy Reid? Does Justin Herbert have an Andy Reid?
I think he has a fractured rib. What he does.
All right, then. Justin Herbert working with these horrible head coaches. You let him play for Andy Reid. He has 16 championships today.
When is Justin Herbert a free agent? Because I got some coaches he can work with.
Joel, I'm counting the days. I'm literally counting the seconds till he becomes a free agent. I need LA as a whole state to run out of money the year he's a free agent.
As a state. You gonna sign with the Lakers?
I mean, he might have to. DIdge, I need you to walk us through that sorry excuse of a Patriots team you root for. What happened with y'all on Sunday?
Look, man, we almost pulled it out. It was a crazy game. It was, Bailey Zappi had us in overtime against Aaron Rodgers. They missed a holding call that we should have got.
They did.
We should have got that. That
so
was
say it, DIdge. Say Bailey Zappi should be our new quarterback going forward.
I won't go that far.
I'm going that far.
Who's
you serious?
Bailey Zappi?
He's our third
the only
string.
competent quarterback it looked like we got on this roster. He was slinging that thing. He was and here's the thing. He was slinging
That's called adrenaline.
With an offensive line that was struggling all game.
Yeah.
Picture if that offensive line was even remotely competent.
Our offensive
Zappi
line looked like Swiss cheese out there.
They did. They really did. Oh, man. And here's the crazy part.
What happened? The backup. What happened to him?
Hoyer got knocked out.
Brian Hoyer played like a minute and a half.
Yes, knocked right out. Went right out.
I literally saw the game start.
Yes.
I saw the game start. I went to go get something to drink and came back. And I'm like, why is Zappi in? What happened?
Yep. That's exactly what happened. And here's the crazy part. Because they were asking, something happens to Zappi, who would be the quarterback? And I said, you know what's crazy? The guy who could have quarterbacked for us is also injured. Jacoby Myers, who played quarterback in college, could have played quarterback for us, but he was also injured. That did not help. I will say, DIdge, the biggest thing I took from this game, which, I ignored a lot of this game. To me, I just wanted to get it. I wanted to get over with, right? But the biggest thing I learned is Miles Bryant should be fired. And when Jalen Mills comes back, fucking Jack Jones should be our starting corner. That kid is supreme. supremely gifted.
Who is Jack Jones?
Jack Jones had a pick six.
Jack Jones. Not only did he have a pick six, he almost had another back shoulder interception.
Yeah.
That he couldn't corral. That kid is supremely gifted, not only as a corner, but also handling our punt returns.
It was it's weird to say it was a frustrating loss because it was one of the games we shouldn't have been in it in the first place.
Yes.
But when you got to the point of like the fourth quarter when Damian Harris put us in the lead, Rodgers came down, scored, and then we had a chance to win it. We had a chance to win it in regulation. We had a chance to win it in overtime. And both times, it was just like a little frustrating mistake that sort of took us out of it. Like I said, the second one was the hold. They missed the hold. That was a third down play that should have got us the first down.
Yep.
Granted, I don't know how close we would have been. I think we would have been still right out of field goal range, but you're hoping then you got 4 plays to get like 5 yards. You really would have needed only like 5 yards.
I also didn't like that Bill wanted this win so bad. He was making Bailey Zappi play conservative a lot.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that because that's what we didn't like about Mac Jones in year one is that Bill was like, no, we're just going to run it. We don't really.
He did a lot of running where it's like, granted, Bailey Zappi threw like 15 times, but it's like I think he completed 10 of 15 for 100 yards essentially. So it's like you could have let him do a little bit more, especially when you knew you were playing with house money in overtime.
Right. 100%.
And I think all 3 of those plays, that first possession in overtime were runs because that's when we got it. We got it like at like the 45 or something, and it was just like, what are we doing here? So
it was frustrating, man. It was frustrating.
Like I said, it was very weird to say it was a frustrating loss when, like I said, we shouldn't have been in it. I think the Packers were favored by like 10 points.
Right. But to me, Miles Bryant should be fired, and I don't ever root for anyone to be fired. But he should be fired, and Jack Jones should be our new starting corner when Jalen Mills.
You should tell your defensive coordinator that. Let's see.
Oh, Joel, do me a favor. Look up on Google the name of our defensive coordinator.
Yeah, so you don't know it? I thought you knew it.
We don't have one.
I say it's Steve.
Mother.
Belichick. I just say it's him.
Oh my God.
There's no one else like he's the one. Every time they show a mess up on defense, they turn to his mullet. So I just assume it's him.
Who is it?
Steve
Belichick. I assume it's him.
His offspring.
Yeah, it's his son.
It's the same thing. Just point at his balls and it'll be the same results.
Fucking hate this team. I swear to God. I really do. I really truly do.
So, shit happens.
Right.
Anyway, Prime. I want to go to you. No, because Prime's winning with all that's going on. He's winning. They're winning. I would like to be winning. I would like to have chaos and win. That's what I would love. I would love it.
Nice.
I'd love it. I'd love it. I love a chaotic win.
But Prime went through the championship years. He knows the winning side of things. And then the fall. And then like how hard it is to balance the not championship, but now winning and losing like a normal person, like a normal team.
That was different. There's a difference. Dallas is definitely cursed. We know that for a fact. I think the day I was born, Dallas just went, oh, well, that's all we got, guys.
I may have been the last
Hope you enjoy
when
these.
When was the last championship for Dallas?
95, right? 94 or 95.
It was 95 season.
Yeah.
You bad luck, Juwaan. Since then, they haven't.
I was 2. Blame Juwaan.
I was 2. As soon as I started walking, Dallas was just like, oh, well, that's it. That's all we got, guys. No, it's actually crazy because New England, I think, lost the Super Bowl the year I was born. Brett Favre beat them.
No, that was 96.
That's 96? Who was 93?
93 was
Cowboys.
San Diego one?
No, you said 93 Super Bowl?
93, yeah.
No, that was Bills. Bills, right?
No, so
Bills never won a Super Bowl.
They lost.
They lost.
No, I want to know who won.
Oh, I don't remember who they beat.
Oh, who won it in 93? It was we did 90.
That might have been San Fran.
Because they were ping-ponging it back and forth. It was San Fran, Cowboys, maybe another team. San Fran, Cowboys, maybe
it was
another
Cowboys.
team.
93 was Cowboys.
Yeah, 92.
Okay.
We had 92, 93, San Fran in 94, and then we won 95.
You're welcome. I was born when you got your.
Well, we should have won 94, but the Rush Riders anyway. So,
but no, Prime. Walk me through the Cowboys win against the what is it? The Cobra Commanders? What is it? The GI Joe?
Cobra Commanders.
What do they call themselves? I don't even know what they call themselves anymore.
Relevant, barely.
How did you? No, walk me through you guys' win against the Washington Wizards. How did you guys manage that?
well,
the Generals.
Oh,
well,
Generals. Okay, there we go.
Well, I'm not going to rush you through this, but yeah, it's always good to beat a heated, hated rival.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, we did what we had to do. We just played pretty much the same brand of football we've been playing all season. Now, Cooper Rush actually made probably more plays in this game than he's made in any game this season. Got away with a couple of that could have been picks, but he looked really good out there with CeeDee Lamb. It was good to see Michael Gallup back for his first game. He actually got in the end zone.
Had 2 touchdowns?
No, he got one. CeeDee Lamb had one, and then Gallup had one.
Oh.
And the one that Gallup scored on almost looked like a Dak Prescott play because Rush was actually rolling out because there was nothing out there. And he rolled to one side and Gallup was in the back of the end zone. But the real hero in all this is still the defense. Rush even said it himself in the press conference. The defense was phenomenal, and I know you say we didn't plan about it, but of course, if they put up a bunch of points and score a bunch of points, and then you're looking at the other way. But they continue to look really good. Another good game for Diggs out there picking off passes, batting down, potential, big games. Shutting down Terry McLaurin. I mean, he's shut down quite a few people this year. And I'm sure his time is coming and he'll get burned. It's going to happen. But
it happens all the corners in the NFL.
But for all the heat that he took, even though he had all the picks last year, he took all the heat for giving up big plays. So far, he's been really solid. Just hats off to the defense. They're one of. Now, of course, it'll probably change this Sunday.
2 teams.
The Rams. The Rams got embarrassed last night. I didn't let that happen again. But the Cowboys are now still one of only 2 teams in the NFL hasn't given up 20 points in the game. The other one, of course, was San Francisco, who beat the Rams last night. So,
Jimmy G.
But take that from Jimmy G. He played well, but that defense last night was ridiculous.
Stepped up big time. Big time.
But
that Kittle touchdown was clean.
Yeah,
that shit was clean. The back of the end zone.
Debo looked good.
Oh, yeah. Burning Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah. But I look at it like this, man. After this win, my biggest hope, and it seemed like a long shot, I was like, while Dak is out, if we can find a way to at least be at 500, by the time we get him back. So, he's not playing this week. Jerry comes out today and says that, he's out. He still can't grip the football. Right. I don't know how far along he is with that. So we'll see what happens against the Rams. I mean, win or loss this coming Sunday, I couldn't ask for more than what they've given us already. And then we'll see what happens. They got to take on, I believe, Philadelphia. I believe it's the week after that. And, maybe Dak comes back, maybe it doesn't. But even at that point, he would have, ridden a wave out and been with 3 victories and 2 losses. We'll be sitting, right around about, 500. I can live with that.
Yeah.
I can live with that in the circumstance. Because I'm saying, not saying that Dak comes back and we automatically just turn it up. Because we've seen good Dak, we've seen bad Dak. And then, of course, we don't know how long it'll take him to get back. But I'm saying if they're winning games, giving up less than 20 points a game, with very limited offense. I think imagine what they can do, when Dak comes back and if he gets to be in his old self. I mean, he did lead the league in scoring last year, so that could be pretty scary. I mean, at least in the regular season.
that is extremely true. But I think the biggest thing you guys have going for you is your defense is keeping you in manageable games. So Cooper's not asked to do a lot. He's not asked to go out there and try to get 31 per game, right? He's just asked, hey, don't lose us this game, right? Essentially, is just what he's been asked to do, and he's been in some spaces, he's been, kind of playing outside of what the expectations are, which is good. So for me, I kind of just look at it like, I think you guys will be fine until Dak gets back, because you're.
And the beautiful thing is still the beautiful thing on that defense is everybody knows what Michael Parsons, of course, but by all standards, the last 2 games he's made plays, but he hasn't been like the only name. Cowboy fans were hollering about not paying DeMarcus Lawrence, and DeMarcus Lawrence has been a complete monster this year. Dorrance Armstrong been playing well, but I would argue probably the second best player outside of Parsons on the team has been the safety Donovan Wilson. Has showed up in every number 6 has showed up in every game this year, whether it's making tackles in the backfield or big hits in the secondary or batting down passes. So it's good to see.
You guys have come a long way. Remember when your safety play was so bad? Y'all were trying to get what's his name from Baltimore.
You know Earl or Thomas?
Yep. Y'all
he never ended up back in the league.
Nope. Bounced out, stayed out.
Yeah.
2 quick things I want to add before we get into our last topic and get out of here. One, DIdge. Remember how I told you I thought Khalil Mack could be Defensive Player of the Year? When you pull up sack leader, he's tied for number 1 with 5 sacks. I'm just saying, Khalil Mack looks like he's on the tear. He's getting close, DIdge. I'm just saying.
He's third.
Wait, someone has more than 5?
Alex Highsmith has 5.5. Nick Bosa has 6.
6, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, he has straight up just 5.
Who's 4th?
Straight up just 5.
Rashawn Gary also has 5, and then Jerry Hughes has 4.
Oh, nice.
All right, well, okay. Well, technically 3rd. But not really. In a half is okay.
I said 3rd. I didn't say he was 4th.
No. I'm saying that 5.5. It's 5.5. Like it's the half. But okay, whatever. We'll make up for it this week. What was I gonna say? And the second thing is, can we finally admit that Carson Wentz is football's Chandler Parsons? Can we say that? Can we say he's just out here openly stealing money from people?
I mean, Chandler Parsons at one point wasn't playing and still making money.
Right.
It's worse. It's worse, Joel, that Carson Wentz is playing as horribly as he is, making all that money. It's just as bad. I don't see anything being better than that.
It ain't all his fault, though, but I don't care.
It ain't. But
that line is horrible.
He ain't helping.
I tell you what.
Bueno.
I tell you what. You know what it is, Prime? I've seen players with a bad line that I could at least go, bro, if he could just get a better line, this guy he's bueno, right? That is not – you give him a serviceable line, he's still throwing it to Diggs. He's still finding a way to turn the ball over. The kid just lost it. And honestly, what he should do every day he wakes up is try to fist fight Nick Foles. Nick Foles stole his juju. I think Nick Foles stole his juju to win that Super Bowl. That's what happened. That's really what happened. It is. Because we forget Carson Wentz was runner-up for MVP that year. He was runner-up. And a lot of people believe if he didn't get injured, he might have beat Brady out. That's how crazy of a season he was having that year. To have fallen that far down, God bless you, Carson Wentz. But yeah, we need to start fessing up that he's just Chandler Parsons' twin. That's really what he is out here. Just robbing people blind. All right, let's get into our final topic, and our final topic is surprise of the week. What game was a surprise of the week? For me, I am going Baltimore versus the Bills, and the only reason why I say that was a surprise to me is I really did believe that Baltimore defense would have done better containing Josh Allen. Josh Allen didn't need to necessarily beat them with his arm. He was beating them with his legs. Keeping drives alive. They didn't have a good spy for Josh Allen. And I'll say this. I've always believed this. I will never fault the head coach for going for it. Essentially fourth and goal. I'll never fault it. Game on the line, game not on the line. You always go for it. The point is to win the game. You go for it. Now, I will argue that...
But they would have still been up if they would have got the field goal.
I don't disagree. But if you have a chance to put them away, because essentially Buffalo would have just tied it. They only lost by 3.
That's my. I think that's my point. You like you said, you play to win the game. You go for the. I know we're gonna be up.
And I get you, but no head coach will tell you when they go for it on 4th down, they think they won't make it. So is it as sure as you think a field goal is as sure as they thought going for it would be. For me, I think where they went wrong is that was just a horrible fucking play. What was that? like you hiked it and the rush was already at your throat.
That too.
And that was just a really bad play that forced your quarterback to make a really horrible throw. Which, by the way, if anything, and this is a lesson Lamar might have to learn, throwing that ball in the dirt would have did you a lot better than throwing it into the end zone. Because if you throw it into the dirt, they got to take it from right there. So now you're asking Josh Allen to essentially go 96 yards to score the ball, rather than you putting it on the 20. So I'm like, maybe just something to think about going forward. Because I'm like, there's no way that was a catchable ball for your receiver. That was a Bills catch. But to me, I thought that was a shot because I thought that was a game the Ravens had. And mind you, because I saw Prime and Joel looked at me like that was a shock. The Ravens were on their way to blowing out the Bills before they were halted, and the Bills made a comeback. So for me, I did think, for me, the shock was the idea that I thought the Ravens could have handled the Bills, and they were, so they weren't. So, and also huge props to the Baltimore's front line because Von Miller didn't have as busy of a day as I thought he would. So shout out to that offensive line for holding as much as they could. But for me, that's the shock. Prime, what was your shock of the week?
It was the London game. It was the Vikings and Saints game. And the reason I say that is the fact that most times we get these games and they're duds. Like we get that early morning. It's almost like most years watching Detroit play on Thanksgiving. And a lot of the times, unless they're playing the Bears or something like, well, they're about to get embarrassed. Even though that might not happen this year. Detroit actually is exciting. They're losing. They're exciting.
I'm just saying, DIdge already was like, New England's going to beat Detroit. And I'm like, I don't feel comfortable saying that. Detroit for back-to-back weeks has scored over 30 points. I believe they could easily score.
I think coming into last week, weren't they like the number 2 scoring team or something?
So when DIdge is saying that comfortably, I'm like,
they've scored 30 points, 3 of the first 4 weeks, I think, something like that. Anyway,
yeah.
But that Vikings Saints game, just the fact that it was a good game, it was exciting. We got all the dramatics with it. I mean, we went from when we get to the end of the game, and it looks like Minnesota thought they had it locked up, and then the Saints come down, with the red rifle at quarterback, mind you. Jameis doesn't play, and they have a chance to send it to overtime. Which is crazy with a 61-yard field goal. And if you remember, Lutz had kicked a 60-yard of the possession before.
Yep.
And just not to hit the crossbar, but hit the goalpost once, but they hit it twice. What they call it, a double doink.
Yep.
Which
is weird because I thought he made it. Yeah, I did made it. It wasn't until I saw it from behind. Yeah. And I said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I thought he had made it too when I saw it when
they made bad plays leading up to that field goal.
Yep.
Yeah, they did. But just the fact that we got an exciting game, 28-25, for a London game was pretty darn good. So that was my surprise of the week, just the fact that we got such an entertaining game that early in the morning.
Yep, and Cousins pulled it out, right? Mm-hmm. He pulled it out. He's still shying away from them primetime games, but them early ain't nobody watching me kind of games, that man will shine. He'll shine bright like a diamond. He's like, wait, 9 o'clock in the morning? Oh, ain't nobody up in the States.
Most people sleep. The world not seeing this?
We balling out tonight. We balling. Let's sleep. Let's get it. All right. DIdge, what was your shock?
My shock was that Jacksonville actually hung in there with Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I didn't think that they were legit. And at one point they were up 14-0.
Yep.
And there was just, Philadelphia, they turned it on after that. And I think I know Trevor Lawrence ended up fumbling like 4 times. That was ridiculous.
He did.
But it was, even at the end of it, they were still pretty much, they lost by 8. Like, they were, even with all of those miscues and everything, they were still pretty much into it most of the game, and it just, like I said, they might be legit, especially because that AFC South is the AFC South.
And you know what we got to keep in mind? Doug Peterson went to the Super Bowl. He led a Super Bowl season with Carson Wentz. We all believe Trevor Lawrence is a far superior quarterback than Carson Wentz, right? So when you look at it, you're like, well, we're seeing what he can do with a better quarterback, right?
Right.
Now it's all about getting everything else to come together. The defense, you got your core receivers, you got your tight end. Now it's just about everything clicking. But there is no shortage of how this team could score, right? And again, Trevor's still so young. So at some point he's going to figure out, hey, I maybe should stop turning the ball over, right?
I mean, the fumbles, they came as he got sacked a lot.
Right.
So there were sack fumbles, fair.
Right.
But even so, I think he's only thrown 2 picks or so in the year. So it's not like he...
Yeah, no, it's not like he's a turnover machine. It's just protecting the ball a lot better, getting the ball out in situations like that.
Yeah.
That just comes with maturity and just growth.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. Because I know he got sacked 4 times. I can't remember if each of those were a sack fumble. On paper, I'm going to assume they might have been.
It's possible. It's Trevor.
Right.
But that was a really good game. And look, that game, you know what that game solidified, DIdge? It solidified where we went, God damn, Chargers, you got blown out by them? Now it kind of looks like, well, maybe them are pretty serious.
Right.
Like, maybe them have something, right? It's still sad you got blown out, but you could at least look at it better to where it's like, okay, well, they're legit. Like, they're on the rise.
Shows you 3 of the 4 fumbles were sack fumbles.
See? We said it, DIdge. We said knowing him. Most of them probably were.
Right.
But Joel, to end this out, man, what was your shock of the week?
Sure. Well, I was going to use that one, Jags Eagles, but so I'm going to go with, after hearing all of the complaining, I was going to say Patriots Packers. It was much closer than you guys really made it out to, because I was like, I thought you guys got blown out or something, and then I look at the score, it was a 3-point game. I was like, oh.
I let off saying that it was closer than it should have been.
I wasn't paying attention. I just heard a lot of bitching. I was like, wow. I thought it was an ass whooping.
I mean, we did still lose the game. I mean,
yeah, but look at 3 points though with a 13 quarterback.
That Packers offense, I don't know what's up with it.
It was not clicking. It just wasn't clicking.
But
and here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. Their defense was playing up to par.
Yeah.
I think the problem was when you went into the week, I don't think anybody prepared for Bailey Zappi.
Nobody did.
So it's like, once he came in, you were just like, what the fuck is this?
You just assumed they could throw up the quarterback.
Because when I tell you, Joel, Brian Hoyer,
that first pass,
when I tell you, Brian Hoyer's first few series, they were just running the ball. So if you were the Packers, you were just like, we just got to find a way to stack the box.
How close was it at that point?
Extremely close.
It was close. It was close.
Extremely close.
There were distinct points where we were up.
Right.
Because my dad called me and said, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
There were Packer fans tweeting like, "The fuck is this?" I was just responding. I was responding in chat rooms like, "Y'all just getting zapped out here, bro. That's all that's happening. You getting zapped out here, bro. Getting zapped." Right?
I replied just as confused. I was like, "I'm gonna let you know. I don't know. Like, you got me."
But look. It makes sense. DIdge, what was our biggest question when we were talking about the draft? How the fuck you draft a quarterback a year after you just drafted fucking Mac Jones? Why'd you go draft a quarterback? Now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense. All makes sense. But no, so I get you, Joel, and it was a shock in the sense of it shouldn't have maybe been as close as it was. But for me, Aaron Rodgers has, and again, he's only played Bill Belichick, I think, 3 or 4 times. They've been close games. You know what I'm saying? So Bill just kind of not has his number, but knows how to play Aaron Rodgers. And that was when Aaron Rodgers had better weapons.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Those were close games.
We also can't, that first half, the Packers offense just was not the Packers offense.
It wasn't. And let's also give credit, even though Jonathan Jones, you can't get beat by a back shoulder throw. You just can't. That was filthy. That was filthy how he got burned on that back shoulder touchdown. But we also got to give credit to our corners, not named Miles Bryant. They played a really good job.
They did.
Those receivers. Because the crazy part was, Joel, they put Randall Cobb on Miles Bryant, and you would have thought it was 2008. not 2022. Okay, Randall Cobb was a fucking monster against Miles Bryant. So that's why I'm shitting on Miles Bryant, just so people know.
And then we also got lucky. Was that end of the game where he dropped the ball?
Yes. Well, no, he didn't drop it. You can make an argument Jonathan Jones made a play for it, and he just couldn't secure it.
When the ball hit the ground.
Right.
The ground can't cause the
can't knock the ball loose. Or they would have won by a touchdown.
Yeah, that would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, they would have won by a touchdown. So oh my goodness. All right. Giants play Packers 9:30 in the morning. Me and Joel will be asleep as we prepare for New York Comic-Con.
I'll watch the game. I'm gonna watch the game.
You're gonna be up?
Yeah, 9?
Yeah.
I get up anyway. I'm a fucking kid most of the time.
Oh, that's true. Well, me with no kid will be snoring my ass off at 9:30 in the morning. Go ahead, Ron. Quick. Yeah.
We cannot leave the show today without. We got to mention it, Juwaan. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Let's do it.
My brother.
Let's do it.
Now, you do realize that Travis Kelce just passed Gronk for number to enter the top 5 in yards all time. I just felt, we just need to talk about that. We got to talk about it. I want to put that there.
Hey, look, I told you I didn't have Travis Kelce hate. I just didn't think he was better than Gronkowski. But it can never be. And I said it. I said to me, I thought Travis Kelce was the second best. Y'all said, bitch, Tony Gonzalez breathes. I said, oh, yeah, that's right. Well, then third. So it's not like I thought he was like this scrub. I still don't think he's better than Gronk. I think a lot of times when you see stats, it's just different metrics that go towards the stats. Like, remember, Prime, we were telling DIdge when he was like, well, New England for so many years had a top 5, top 10 defense. And it's like, well, when 6 of your games are against an AFC East that's just hot garbage, you can get a lot of turnovers. Like, you can get a lot of turnovers in just your own division. Right? So I'm like, and again, I'm not trying to make an excuse saying, like, Travis Kelce's numbers don't count. He is a phenomenal tight end. And what's crazy about Kansas City, they were running Juju as a tight end a lot in that Sunday ass whooping against Tampa Bay. Yeah. He is a phenomenal tight end. I'm very proud of him for achieving that. But I do want to also throw out there that Gronk missed a lot of seasons. So I'm not trying to take it away, but Gronk missed whole
availability. Hey, look, I'm not even going to prolong the conversation, but this is just what I say when people always talk about. A lot of my Niner friends, especially, talk about that Kittle is the best in the league, and Kittle is a beast. Mm-hmm. But accountability is the best ability, in my opinion. And one thing, availability is the best ability, in my opinion. And your man finds a way to stay Kelce. So I can't fault him for being able to stay healthy.
I will say this.
The argument also doesn't work because they've played about the same amount of games.
Right. But I will say this.
I didn't know that. I was with you, and then I looked. Then I was like, "Oh, damn it, that doesn't work."
Oh wait. Were you talking about me, DIdge, for Gronk?
Yeah, they played about the same amount of games.
Huh? No, but my point is, if Gronk didn't miss like full seasons, he would have played. Well, as of now, he would have played more games.
No, but even I'm saying literally just games played. The numbers are.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Compare.
So it's like he just had more.
I still think Gronk and Kittle are better overall tight ends for what the position is supposed to be. Blocking, receiving, all that. I think Kittle and Gronk are just better in those aspects. But again, Travis Kelce is top 3 all time. Top 3. I go Gronk, Tony, and then Travis. But again, you guys got to also remember, I'm a Patriot. The man was a Patriot. Gronk will always be my number 1.
But just understand, I feel confident enough to say
my hero, man.
That Gronk was. Mm-hmm. But I'm pretty confident if Brady had that Kelce type talent over there, it'd have been just as successful as they are.
Oh, I don't doubt that. Yeah, I don't think the drop off is huge. Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, no, I would never say that. I would never say that at all. Not at all. No. I have no argument against that.
Might have beat the Giants.
Travis Kelce might have caught that pass that Brady threw wild as hell in the middle of the field to Gronk. Because remember, Gronk was injured in that Super Bowl. He was playing injured.
Yeah.
So Travis Kelce might have been healthy enough to make that catch. Might have. Yeah. Now look at you trying to turn me against Gronk. Hell no. Fuck Travis Kelce. I'm sitting here like, yeah, fuck Gronk. No, wait, hold on. No, I love Gronk. He ain't doing that to me. But no. So we got Giants, Packers. We got who's Dallas play?
Rams.
Ooh, that's a tough game.
The Rams.
That's why I was telling you.
Maybe, I don't know. Yesterday notwithstanding.
That's why I was telling you that 20 points. they may finally give up 20 points, then they may not. We just kind of moved the Rams in after
I'll say this.
They took last night.
Right. I'll say this. The one player that will be on a mission in that Dallas versus LA game will be Jalen Ramsey. He's going to look to lock up CeeDee Lamb. He need to get some respect back on his name. He need to get some kind of respect back on his name. And DIdge, you were disrespecting him. I didn't see Von Miller tackle that fan on the field. Right? Who was that? That was Bobby Wagner.
Von Miller's on the other side of the country. Of course
if he was that good, he would have traveled. They say talent travels. He would have flew his ass to San Fran
to watch the game,
watch it, and then sack the fan. Okay?
Dived into the.
I'm just saying.
He should have parachuted down when he saw him in the air.
Hey, Prime, you know that term goes all the way back. You know that. Talent travels, baby. Talent travels. He would have traveled. All right. Bobby Wagner got that tackle. Okay. He saved the day. All right. I just want you to remember that. So we got Giants, Packers, the early morning game. We got Dallas Rams.
Are y'all the late game?
Huh?
Are they the late game?
Y'all the late game?
I think we play. I think it's 4:00 game. I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me look.
I think it is.
Because I know Sunday night football is Bengals and Ravens. So that's going to be a real good one. Yeah, that's going to be a real good one. But all right, so here's to the Giants getting another win. Here's to Dallas getting another win. And here's to New England just trying their best to get Bryce. Bryce Harper, Bryce Young, any Bryce you can find. Any Bryce.
Let's go New England. We're taking down the Lions.
I'm tanking. I don't know about you. I'm tanking, and then I'm putting in a phone call to see if maybe one of Brady's sons plays football. See how many years I gotta wait to get Brady Jr. That's what I'm waiting for. Gronk got any kids? See if any of them is ready yet. But all right, guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of GVN Sports. We will see you guys Thursday for She-Hulk. That's going to be a lot of fun to break that down, but also stay tuned, guys. We got a whole bunch of interviews coming down the pipeline within the next week from our end, so stay tuned for that. But till next time, peace. You almost made me curse out Gronk on air. Can't believe it.